Spike down A.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Black Cup Season 3, powered by AMD Esports partner Skyesports. My name is Lucifer, and along with me, it's going to be Edge back on the desk, and we are here on day 5. And you might be wondering, what happened all of a sudden, where we did say that we are going to be starting off with the round 2, that is the phase 2, where Enigma are going to be joining us. We kind of wanted to see this match. It was so interesting, and we could not let it go. And that's the reason it's going to be Lethal fighting out alongside Valor to get that one last spot, the third seed into the phase 2.
There's only one slot left, right? And both these teams do deserve it. So, we changed a little bit of things as well. It was supposed to be a BO1. Guess what? We made it a bit more interesting. It's gonna be a best of 3 now between these two
Yes.
teams. We thought that we would be seeing this, once in the brackets in round
Mm-hmm.
1, but then we kind of missed it out because of the brackets. But now we get to see this. This is an insane match of Lethal
Oh.
and Valor. Both these teams, they're huge powerhouses, and I really want to see what kind of veto, what kind of agent competition, what kind of gameplay these teams are bringing in, and
Mm-hmm.
also a fitting match because one of these teams will be making their way into the playoffs, where there are teams like Reckoning, Enigma already waiting for them. Right? It's going to be
Yes.
interesting, and Revenant as well. Yes, the 3 teams already there. The fourth one is going to be one of these 2 teams, and it's going to be one hell of a match today. And phase 2, it's already lit.
Uh, I cannot wait to see which that one last team is going to be joining in all those four humongous names. And it's going to be a brawl, and it's going to be not an easy one to head over. But before that itself, as I was just thinking about what can happen today, it's just going to be pure test of strategies, Edge. Nothing else. There's not skill, raw aim, or nothing that comes into play, because we know all these players we have seen in matches yesterday as well. They've delivered, but it's all about their strategy, the setups, what they bring in, and how very comfortable will they be with their agent selection. The line of reaching to the king of the hill is at stake. Not only that, but also the prize.
A huge prize pool there. 10,000 US dollars. First place taking away 4,500 of that. Second place 2,200. And Global Esports, it's confirmed at least 2,200. Why? Because they are the current reigning champions. 2 seasons back to back. Can it make it a third? We have to wait and watch for that. But also Enigma in phase 2, which means they're also confirmed a fifth place finish at least.
Mhm.
Right, so they're going to be getting a piece of the prize pool as well. But oh, the thing is, it's not just the prize pool; it's also the bragging rights. But the ones that we are all interested about, Sam, I'll let you have it.
It's the last line of those prizes: MVP, MVL, MVS. You might kind of start wondering, MVP is something that we have seen. What is MVL, MVS? It's right there as well. most valuable leader and supporter. Both of them, I mean, separate players can get $250 each for themselves. Whoever that is going to be, it's going to be decided when we go to the grand finals, when one of these teams right as of now become the contenders towards Global Esports. The brackets right in front of your screens right now, you can see we did see a long journey from the BO3 start off, where Enemy Dreadnought versus Revenant, where Revenant just showed a complete domination and just walked over. And when Revenant played yesterday, the first match, it did put us in sort of kind of a worry situation, but they then pulled it off back to back 2 matches and qualified to the way to phase 2 alongside Reckoning as well, who fought with Valor. Before that, they had a chance with True Rippers, where we thought that should have been a close match. It was as well, but Reckoning were just a wee bit better, and that's the reason we see them ahead. But Valor and Medal, we did see this match. It went super close, but Valor close it out in the last match, and that's the reason Valor are going to be having a second chance here for the third seed.
Valor and Lethal. Two teams, once again, are really good teams. And yeah, it was not an easy journey for them. And now they're like one step. There's one more step for them to make their way into the playoffs, into that second round. And already, I mean, Revenant and Reckoning, they already succeeded in qualifying along with Enigma, who are already there, right? So now one more slot. Team Valor, we all know what kind of team they are. They like to play really aggressive. They've been together for a while now, so the coordination, the synergy is going to be there. And Lethal, we do know that they have a really good individual skill. They have insane mechanical aim and everything else. But here's the thing: the coordination is yesterday at least not. I mean, apart from the first match, the other two maps, it kind of looked a bit off. So I'm hoping they fix. They worked on it. I'm hoping they're going to be coming in with better strats. They must have had. I mean, they had enough time to reanalyze. Obviously, Valor had a bit more time when compared to Lethal, right? I mean, just
Yes.
a matter of hours, but still, every single minute counts. So I'm hoping to see a really good match. But as you said, the strats are going to be the name of the game today.
It is going to be. And as we are talking about these teams, let's also give a highlight towards the players itself. Starting out, I want to talk about Valor. I mean, we were seeing Valor really play good. There were setups coming through. There was Carpe Diem also, a couple of switches coming through in Strokey's position. I hope Carpe Diem again comes into picture because he was very effective, but also Strokey coming in as the sentinel that he was playing, he was good. There was no, I would say, conflict or in terms of any changes that we wanted to see on Strokey, but JN needs to show up today, Edge. We have been talking about this from consecutively 2 days. JN has been, I would say, somewhere feeling low. I hope Valor have kind of found that maybe a weak spot of why JN and what is going wrong over there. If they've corrected it, I think JN should be just popping off today.
That is true. And I mean, one thing I love about JNS, yesterday we were watching the Valor match, right? You saw the player cam and you could see on his face, he was still feeling confident. Yeah, he wasn't having a great time.
Yes.
He wasn't, having a good game as well. But talking about good game, why I mean, like, how? Lethal Esports, how are they able to snatch split every time? Why? I mean, I don't know, man. Valor left it behind. They banned Breeze and Ascent. I mean, Ascent, even if they don't ban it, Lethal will ban it for sure
Yeah.
because that's one of their bans. But they decided to go with Haven and Bind to be, Haven. Now you see, Valor is really good on Haven. Everyone
Yep,
knows it. But
exactly.
Lethal is absolutely brilliant on Split. So I think Split, I mean, if stats don't lie, should go into the favor of Lethal. But then we'll be moving on
Yes.
to Xbox and Fracture.
Yesterday, Lethal did pull it off, right? So that was their first victory, and then is where Revenant made their comeback back to back. Otherwise, I
Yes.
think it could have been a situation that maybe Lethal could have pulled it all the way down and could have won that victory. So Lethal starting off on Split will be feeling really confident, and Valor should have, I would say, blindly taken that ban and moved Split out of the veto pool here. And if they would have done that, we would have seen maybe this match even going closer. But again, Icebox is something that is going to be kind of, for me, wavy, or if you want to say scary, because Valor have still not won that, right? They have been picking up
Yeah.
multiple times. We have seen them previously 2 times that they've picked Icebox. We talked about it that they could have actually made those changes and corrected those openings, that small holes here and there in their stat book. They could have patched up. It was not seeming that way. And Lethal, after the play yesterday on Fracture, and especially with a huge difference of 10-2 to kind of make a comeback here and there, does give us an idea that Lethal can be prepared. On the other end, Valor's performance and Fracture is still unknown.
I really like the confidence coming in from Lethal. They didn't go for the ban, but I want to see what's the mental condition. Because speaking of Fracture, yesterday they were destroyed first half, 2-10.
Yes.
After having brilliant game on Split, yeah, it was a tough game in the second one, but then on Fracture, they were destroyed by Revenant.
Mhm.
But it's a different team right now, right? It's not Revenant,
Yes.
it's Valor. But do not take them lightly at all. Yes, they are also a really good one, and they look really confident. But I want to see how it works out later on the map of Fracture. But right now, we'll talk about the head-on-head here between Marshall and Bullet.
Right now, Marzel and Bullet, as SOAs and Initiators, really good. Marzel does switch it up on Split where he plays the Chamber. So I'll be looking forward to what he'll be doing different. Marzel, let's see what he can do also in terms of, I would say, fragging out. Because he's been doing the job. 208 is the ACC scaring Bullet on the other end, 215, and also kills being a little bit better for Bullet. And we have been seeing how effective Bullet has been and how impactful in a couple of rounds, and that's the reason the kill contribution. And I was also say team contribution from Bullets, and it has been immense. He's a very impactful player. So is Marzel. Yesterday, Marzel was super impactful. Now, coming towards Android, he was impactful. We did see his impact coming on Split itself, along with Sensei. So, I have no question over there in terms of what Android can do, but he needs to be effective in the upcoming matches as well. It cannot be just one map where he'll be good at. Storm on the other end, you've seen him. If he has a chance, if he gets an opening, or if he gets a small chance to just start popping off and getting kills, there's no stopping him. I mean, there was a run and gun coming in from him on Bind. So do you expect him to not do that again?
I mean, also BT, right? I mean, he is having a
Yes.
really good time, not only on the race but also on the chamber. You could see it yesterday. He was having a really good time. So you can see the average combat score 230 and compared to Storm's 220. Not a lot of difference, but once again, 10 average combat score is huge. But also you can see that Storm has more kills when compared to BT Android, and BT
Yes.
Android is a duelist. Right, he's mostly on the duelist, while
Mm-hmm.
Storm he keeps switching things up, and he still has more kills, which tells you that B3 is not afraid to go in. Even if he doesn't get the kills, he will be the first one going in. He'll be making sure to get that space for the team. Because Lethal, they have this dual duelist setup. I mean,
Yes.
right now we don't see a lot of teams going in with that. Yes, there are multiple teams who like to prefer dual duelist, but dual initiator, dual controller, dual sentinel is the way to go right now. So that is one thing that we have to look out for. But Rafa, I mean, it doesn't matter what agent he's on,
Mm-hmm.
he pops off every single time.
Super. That's his, I would say, gameplay coming through. Yes, there is a difference that you're seeing in terms of ACS. That is a little bit favoring Hawks, but again, Rafa has that potential, as we yesterday saw, has a duelist potential what he did, and I feel like he can do it here again. Rafa on the other end, yes, in terms of death, you can see it's a little bit better for him. He has kind of died a lesser number of times, whereas Hawks 146 to equalize both kill and deaths. Assist on the other end is a little bit better on Hawks because we know how crucial as an initiator he is, and you can see even the kill contribution coming in from his end is more. First blood somewhere equalizing. I mean, Rafa's first blood should have been more because he picked up the raise yesterday and then it tried to play it on Fracture. It did not work. So I think that agent setup might not have been ready from their end, and I think they wanted to go on the fly, and that's the reason it did not work out on Fracture.
I mean, yeah, Fracture, you need a bit more coordination coming into play. You could see, I mean, yesterday you could see just the way that Revenant were playing, the Kunkers, the fault line, the flashes were on point, the smokes, the nebulas were on point, and not just nebulas, but also brimstone smokes. Everything was just too good coming in. But it's a different team, it's a different day, it's a different uh, scenario altogether here. Yesterday they had a chance. Even if they lose that matchup, they still had another shot. But here, no, you don't have that anymore. You win this, you make your way into the playoffs. You lose this, you're going home. That's going to be the end of the journey for you in the WD Black Cup Season 3.
And nobody
So
wants that.
nobody wants that. I mean, it's going to hurt us a bit as well because these two teams, we do want to see them moving on forward. But at the end of the day, there's going to be only one of these two teams making it forward. But before we head on to the match of the agent composition, Sam, I mean, just with the just based on the performances in the previous matches, who do you think might have that momentum starting off at least? Right, I'm not talking about them having a really good game, just the momentum. Who do you think might feel a bit more confident moving into the map of Split? Because I think Lethal are going to be really confident, although Valor is decent on the map of Split.
I agree with you. I feel like it should be Lethal's game, especially not only as you said, right? In terms of confidence and momentum, and because the first map is split, but also to continue it further. If Lethal win the first map, they're able to close it on the second one as well, only giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because Valor, even though they've picked it twice, they've never won Icebox. So that is where kind of my thought is coming through. So this can be a 2-0 coming through from Lethal, but they have to be very cautious about it. They should not let any rounds go away from their hands. If they do that, like yesterday on Haven, we saw how completely the map fell apart, and it was Revenant walking away with the map, as well as immediately taking the confidence ahead. And as you said, a 2-10 scoreline is not something that Lethal could have done anything of. And they did try, they did push it till 8, but it was just a little
Yes.
bit too late. The buffer was too big. So all Revenant had to do was just play here and there, try to slow them down as much as possible, and understand their playstyle. And when they did it, they immediately stormed them and finished them off. So Lethal, they know what is under, I would say, their belt. And also, if they win this, they can have a revenge matchup on Revenant, right? Same goes for Valor. They'll be looking forward to a revenge matchup of their own with Reckoning, but it is not going to be easy. You cannot just count it in that we should look forward to the revenge matchup. You should look at the bigger picture. But as we saw, all these players head to head coming through, and the first map being split, the double deal is set up. I have a question for you. Do you think Lethal will be taking it throughout all the 3 maps if we go all the 3?
Honestly, I think they will.
Yeah, they
'Cause
look so comfortable in it.
yeah, they look comfortable. Yeah, yesterday didn't work out, but Sensei is just too good on the jet. I mean, when he pops off, I mean, there are
Yes.
gonna be a couple of games where he's gonna have a really tough time, but Sensei is good. And then it's not just one player that can pick up the duelist, right? Marzel, since he's the IGL, I think he's just that's why he's fading away from the duelist. Otherwise, he can also play the duelist. We know Rafa played an incredible duelist yesterday on the Rays. We saw
Yes.
Android playing really good on the Rays as well. So there are basically 4 players on the side of Lethal that can pick it up. But I think they should not pick it up. Maybe at least in one game if it's not working out in them. I'm pretty sure on split it's going to be the Jet and Race combo once again with
Yes.
Marzo picking up that chamber. He's having a really good time. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Lucia on the Omen.
Omen.
So, it's basically the same kind of setup because it's been working out, right? It's not like they were having close games. They
Yes.
dominated. Doesn't matter what team. Even Revenant were dominated by Lethal Esports on the map of Split. So I think that setup is going to be coming in through. But Valor, they might go in with that dual initiator
I agree
role
with you.
or a dual sentinel, maybe a Sage on the chamber, which might make it a little harder depending on the kind of game style that they were going to be bringing in right now, right? So it all depends on what they're going to be going in, and with that, we have the agent composition here as well. Talking about that, we have Jayan once again on the jet, and that's going to be the only duelist for the side of Valor.
I mean, I wanted to talk about this, but as we are seeing that it is kind of moving away from the meta, very few players in their agent rosters kind of pick this agent. That's going to be Cypher. Valor are bringing that in, and that's going to be on Strokey's. And I just talked about him that Strokey is so crucial as that sentinel. He plays his role very effective and is bringing in that. I'm going to be really loving this. The double duelist setup coming in from Lethal, this is already seen, and there is no change at all in terms of their agent selection. It has been same in all the 3 split maps that we have seen in the matches that they've played. But Valor, yes, Bullet right now is now with the Sage Storm. We thought that he will be playing in with that controller, and yes, he's going to be playing with the Omen. Hawks is going to be very crucial right now. He is the solo initiator as they are playing with a double sentinel setup. But Edge, I want to ask you, as I was starting about with Strokey on Cypher, do you think this is a great pick? Because I feel like it is.
It can be a good one. I'm not really sure about great, but it's still better than KJ, right? Because you still have that global presence that Cypher is going to be bringing in, and also that Cam is going to be giving you a lot of information. It can that can be placed for the retake. I think that's one of the reasons why Strokey went down, because they're on the defenders, and that retake Cam is so good if placed perfectly and used on point. Because one more thing, Lethal, we've seen them yesterday as well. Not so great with the post plant positions, right? They've lost so many
Yes.
rounds trying to defend the side after the spike plant. So I think I'm pretty sure Valor, kind of saw their walls, saw the stream, whatever it is. They kind of know what Lethal's bringing in. But same goes for Lethal. I'm pretty sure they know how Valor plays as well. And since this is their best map, I'm pretty sure they have some counters for that Cypher pick.
Exactly. I mean, this is their map pick. They should have the chance. And also, It is always that we've seen whenever a split comes into play, it is Lethal commanding it. It's their playstyle and fights that they put forth, and from there on is where somebody else reacts, whichever team that is. And I think it feels like Valor, if they go in for that reactive and adaptive approach, they're going to be having a tough time. But having and starting in defense, it should be, I would say, at least a good half for them. If they don't have a great half over there, they'll be losing rounds, and especially on the attack, it's going to be even more tougher because with that double sentinel, all you can do is prevent those backstabs, but not really go in for those very aggressive plays. Very good strategic setups is what we are going to be expecting from Valor when they switch over to their attack. So this defense is going to be very huge for them. If they get the rounds, they can somewhere find their attack a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, and also, I remember this match a few days ago. I think day number 1, BO1. We had Strokey on Cypher, and we had Killua on the Cypher again on the map of Haven.
Yes.
And you can see both the Cyphers were going ham, right? So that's one more thing that can happen if Strokey decides to go for it. Because of the fact that he can actually just stay alive if he can get a couple of kills, and since he's just a sentinel, and even if he goes down, we still have bullet on the second sentinel. That is Sage with the healer as well. And they have dual healer. So heals are not going to be an issue. And I'm pretty sure Valor is going to be going in for that aggressive kind of playstyle because there is heal coming in from Sage, there's heal coming in from Hoax. There are a lot of information gatherers as well. Because look at this. Cypher with the cam and the traps will get you info. And also that cyber cage. When someone enters you have that little sound cue which will give you the information.
Yes.
Also Hoax, information gatherer. But when you talk about the side of Lethal, we have Rafa on the Sky as well, but then that's basically it. I mean, there is trademark. Yeah, there is trademark, but it can be blocked off, right? It can be blocked off by Omen Smoke, Jet's Cloudburst. That can be destroyed as well. So BT Android's Boombot, though, I think can be used to gather information a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a little bit difficult in terms of Lethal to execute, but yes, they have the potential of pushing back because of their aggressive plays as well as the utilities that they have. Rafa's flash and immediately androids, as you said, Boombot or even a paint shell will push them back, and Lucia also can use his paranoia to maybe get them a ramp control or maybe B heaven control, but it's their call. It depends on what they play. But also we've seen Marzel, right? On split yesterday was just phenomenal. He was finding those openings and those opportunities, and his timings was just phenomenal. Out of the box was what he was playing yesterday. So it's going to be very difficult, but as you said, if they play passive, Valor can have this map and counter it for Lethal.
They can, and if that happens, if Valor actually wins this matchup, I think it's 2-0 in the favor of Valor.
Exactly.
Because the second one's going to be their map pick on the map of Icebox. Yes, Valor has a tough time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen them having a tough time on Icebox. So, but since it's their map pick, I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt. We haven't.
The confidence can give them the boost.
Exactly. And did we see Lethal on Icebox? Because I don't recall watching Lethal on that matchup, but we see the player cams right now, and Marzel looks ready. He is ready for this. He wants this, and also Android. Yeah, there you go. Smiles on the face, which is always good to see. That confidence flowing in. And we talked about it. We need him to pop off. We need JN to at least start having a decent time, if not a great one. But Strokey on the Cypher, I want to see what he brings in.
Let's see what he's going to be bringing in. As you said, I think we have not seen Lethal on Icebox till now, so that is going to be a question mark that we'll wait and watch for. Let's hope Jane has a good day today. He's looking fresh, he's looking good. I hope that it carries in the game as well, because we know, right, how crucial he is going to be. He's not having a great day in the previous matches, but again, every day is a new ray of hope. So I think this is going to be his ray of where he can completely pop off and show his presence.
Well, that's going to be the first matchup here. Let's go. It's going to be split. First matchup. And Lethal and Valor, we haven't seen them in action in a really long time against each other. I don't believe so. Maybe in a couple of scrims, but that's it. One of these teams will be making their way on forward to the playoffs, but one of them will be, unfortunately, heading home.
You don't want any of them heading home. It's not something that we are going to be looking forward to. But this is going to be an A-ramp execution. With the drop of the barriers, I mean, the Trailblazer gives away a position that one person is up close, gets smoked off, and it can play off the smoke as well as because there's a trap fire. But as the entry comes in, Lucia falls, and that's going to be their controller down. Sensei will be able to get one along with Android, but the advantage that Valor have taken in their hands, that is going to be difficult to deny. And Strokey finds one, the last surviving player, barely trying to survive. Android is about to give up, but he gets one knife. Both of them were going in for that initial fight with those melees, but at the end, it's going to be Android getting one. I mean, I like it. It's kind of a good start for both of them. On the other end, round goes for Valor, but Lethal at least get the confidence that they got one knife.
Ow. Andre's got to be feeling confident right now. Yeah, you're right. That good knife kill is always a good thing. And Strokey with a W, we were talking about him, and he's already good, doing good. And Jan, well, not a great start, but he has the Marshal being picked up now. So let's see. It's going to be an eco coming in from Lethal as well. So this should give him a couple of kills and, get that confidence flowing in him. But let's see. He's going in towards mid, but everyone else on the side of Lethal, they're on towards A. And it looks like it's going to be a hard A push, and Strokey is playing on information. And that cam will give a lot of information. All the players are here, Sam. All the players are here.
Exactly. It's kind of a camera lens that completely gave him a picture, and he's going to be saving it right as of now. And they have lots of information because nobody had a chance to cross it. So this is going to be them having the idea that they are looking for to hit ramps, and it is the right idea. The trapwire is going to be there. It's just a couple of seconds while they break it. They've broken it and they've rushed towards heaven, and immediately Bullet jumps on. They're going to be letting go of that heaven control, but look at that. Rira, they're going to be going around and heading over towards B, but there's a smoke and they've crossed that smoke. Storm finds one. Is he good for another? No, Rafa is going to be taking him out, and that's going to be one rifle at least recovered. And that SMG is going to be paying up a lot in terms of dividends if they're going to be able to find a lot. Jane, yes, gets one, but immediately gets stated off as Hoax also finds one of his own. And the spike, it gets dropped.
2 versus 3 though is still doable. If you ask me, if Sensei can land it, but Strokey, he lands a beautiful headshot onto him, and now all down to Marcel in a 1 versus 3. He can pull it off as well because, oh no, never mind. He only has one bullet. He needs to land the headshot and he doesn't. But a right click will do the work, and he will be getting that one at the end. 2-0. Lethal Esports only get 2 kills onto the team of Valor, but not a lot of economic damage. But the one that I'm worried about, Jan only got 1.
Yeah, I mean, let's just wait for it. It's just 2 pistol rounds. I don't think we should be holding him so much because I understand it's something that has been sitting in our minds from a couple of days. But benefit of the doubt. On the other hand, it's going to be a full buy here, Edge. And I think that full buy, if it works, then it goes ahead. If it does not, Valor, there can be a chance that things can be recovered.
Well, let's see. Yeah, as you said, full buy round. This is going to be a crucial one. And look at it. Ooh, again, he does land it. But that's not a headshot, so it doesn't really matter. Marzel will get the kill. And Storm, on the other hand, takes the counter for Lucia, which means the controller is gone. And Rafa will be going back to heal Marzel, but only up to 100 HP, right? So he's still vulnerable. He doesn't have the armor right now. But you can see how Sage is playing it smart. He's playing it so smart, Bullet. Now he's going to be rolling this off, which means they can either... Oh, Trailblazer. Okay. The wall has been broken, but now... This is crucial. This is important. Hoax and Bullet. The crossfire is going to be important, but at the same time, look at Omen's position. He's in towards that B main area. Well, Strokey, the only one. And that's what Cypher does. He can hold on to the entire side all by himself.
Cypher is good for the complete side, but right now, that has slowed down bot enough time. And right now, there might be a very quick execution coming towards B. And this might make the numbers fall. And that's the reason we keep talking about it, right? Split gives you an advantage to play with Spectres, and the Spectre galore, it can come through, but Storm gets found. There's going to be Bullet playing around the pillar, but Android will be taking him down, and Android is pushing his limits, and he is getting kills with those crosses and pushes. And right now, it's the last surviving player. I mean, this was already a bonus. Wait, okay. I think it was an investment coming in from Strokey. This is not a phantom from the previous round. Even if he goes down, he can get a full buy, but with a half shield, and he goes down. A 3k for Android. The round closed.
Yeah, that was kind of an investment coming in from Strokey, but it's still okay because he just went for the pistols the first 2 rounds. But it's still kind of considered a bonus coming in from the side of Valor. But that was a clean round coming in, right? Muzzle with a beautiful shot there. Jayan, on his best day, I'm pretty sure he would have landed that headshot. But Android, man, he's feeling he's in the move right now. He's on the move. He's feeling the flow, and you know what happens when he starts hitting shots like that, right? It's gonna be scary. But wait a second, Jayan, operator.
Let's see what that operator can do. It's going to be placed at mid. Trailbear is going to be spotting him out and he's going to be making a run for it.
Whoa!
Ooh, he was so close to fall down, but Bullet gives away his life just to save Jane. He was looking forward to put up a slow op, but overextends.
Sensei, man, this guy is unfazed. That was a beautiful dash coming in, and then all of a sudden, unfortunate for him, unfortunate for Storm there, Bullet there, I'm sorry. But Hoax gets one. Can Hoax get a double? Yes, sir, he can, but there's a third, and he doesn't predict it. It's going to be Rafa with the guiding light out in his hands. Going to get taken down. Strokey with the neural theft as well. It's going to be a 3 versus 2 situation. The information will be gathered. Both the players are towards there, and now they know. But here's the thing. The spike is dropped, and look at Jen. The crosshair is on his face. Jen!
Marcel, he lets him cross over, but look at this. The sound that Marcel's making is making life difficult, but Strokey has an opportunity. The jump comes, Marcel will be good for one. Storm will be clearing that, and that Spectre. This is what I'm talking about. That close range Spectre is just better. Previously, Storm could not make it happen because players were jumping together. This time, Marcel drops down first, because of which Storm capitalizes, and the last person, Lucia, also tries. But this is where it's surprising that Lucia still has no kills edge. 0.
Oh, jeez. That was... I mean, yeah, Lucia, unfortunate for him. But look at this one, the Marshall one. That's frustrating. That's ridiculous. That's disgusting coming in from Marshall, though. That shouldn't have happened. But I'm still worried about Jan. I'm just worried about Jan at this point, because he missed a couple of shots on the Marshall, and to be honest, they should have been their his kills there. But Lethal once again losing that round, which means their economy is not that great, but the confidence is still seeping through the veins.
They're looking good. I mean, they're not giving up. Lethal understand this is not completely an attack-oriented map, so they will be having a lot of tough positions and plays coming through. Let's hope they find an opening and start getting a couple more rounds. 3-1 is just the score. They have a 2-round difference. Looking at their execution, Wentz is their idea. They've broken the trap, because of which immediately all the eyes are set over there. A main right now not being watched. I mean, this can be a situation that somebody could find their way in, but just because of the trap fire, JN can be very free.
I've got your trail.
And now, with that judge up close, gotta be careful. Bullet can get one. Can he get another one? With the showstopper out, but it's gonna be put to waste with Lucia stealing that kill. A 4 versus 4, and the Seekers are out, and Lucia spams with the smoke, gets one. But what a shot coming in from Strokey. Takes on BD Andra, but it's gonna get traded out. Beard Rocket for Lucia not getting any kills, but guess what? He got himself a triple right now, and now all down to Jen in a 1 versus 3. Make it a 1v. Ooh, almost a 1v1.
Oh, he did!
He does! He does, Jen! This is your time to shine, fella. 1 versus 1 right now with the operator in his hand, and look at the position coming in from Rafa. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't think he has any flashes left. It's over the timing, and then you monster gets himself a triple, and you can see that smirk on his face. Yes, sir, have a smirk, because that was insane.
Just crazy, and we were having doubts, right? How does JN play out today? And that was just spectacular to watch. That's why we were waiting from JN all these days, and he's delivering. It's just that they had to discuss, have a conversation. It does happen, right? Sometimes you feel low, you need a good friend. Valor have done that. They've brought JN back online. I really like this. Now it is looking really difficult, and if JN is also popping off in that fashion, it is crazy. But again, it felt like that play from Bullet could have made everything go away from Valor. Even after that, even you saw Hoax also fall. So I think it felt like Valor could have lost that matchup, but JN brings it back, just like he's holding A main right now, not letting go of it.
Oh, I'm still kind of recovering, because for a second, Lethal thought they had it. We all thought they had it.
Destroyed.
But then JN popping off and getting that 4th turn on the board. Don't forget, map pick of Lethal. Very important. Only 1 shot, and looks like Sensei's ready to pick this. And JN this time, unfortunately, is going to be missing that one. But Bullet gets one before getting traded up. Bye! Android and Marshall, yep. I don't think Gajan landed that shot at all. So 1 shot, 1 more player down. Little Esports with a man advantage and some weapons retrieved. They can do this. Strokey gets 1 though. Oh, Marzo. What is he doing?
What?
He's missing!
Spike down.
I mean,
Marzo!
I think it's that he did not expect for Strokey to make a comeback. Right now, look at this, Lucia. He had the opportunity, but that flash was just better. The health is not at all that great, and Marzel somehow is surviving in this 1v2 situation
seconds left.
and has the spike as well. So Marzel, if he makes the move, he can immediately go for a B plant, and then he can wait. But on his 2d4s, he just has one single bullet edge.
15 seconds, he has to make it work, and I think the side of Team Valor should understand this by now. There's
10
no time,
seconds
and they
left.
gotta make it work. But here's the thing: they can actually still make it work because of the man advantage, right?
Marzel,
And
he's
also-
lost time. He makes
wait, how?
one
How
small
can you do
wrong
this?
move.
How did? No, like anyone else, I would have understood.
I mean,
Marzel, with the experience that he has and like, what he brings to the team,
this,
that.
this is
I mean,
just the
after he
game.
watches a stream, Sam,
Yeah.
when he watches a stream, he's gonna be so frustrated because then he'll know that there was no one on site and he had 15 seconds to plant.
I mean, irrespective of the entire team, Marzel will be giving himself a tough time. That's how that
True.
round played out. I understand whatever just happened, whether it was the heat of the moment, the pressure coming in, maybe he did not pay attention to the timer. I mean, this is not even the, I would say, Valor pushing them off, denying them the plant. That's too hard. That's too hard even to take a loss in that round. 5-1. Round started again. Buys at least this time to play around with. Some information gained at mid. Wall Marzel is reading it that somebody can peek, but he's expecting a ramp to peek. Oh no, the bird. Okay.
Misguiding light.
Yeah.
Misguided
Guiding light?
But
Misguiding light. Oh no, the nonsense.
Oh, Bullet is gonna be mad at himself for that one, but
Yeah.
it's not over yet, though. I mean, we've seen Valor pull it off, so let's see what happens right now. Hoax is giving the information that they're trying to run towards A. And Lucia is completely out in the open, and that's gonna be the spike as well.
Spike
A
down
beautiful
A.
flash, and I think he spotted him.
I got the spike.
So 4 versus 4 situation right now. JN is gonna be missing a couple of shots there, but guess what? There's one towards elbow. I don't know if JN can land this one. He's predicting it though.
Relax.
He does. And that's Marzel gone. What a beautiful shot coming in from Rafa. La 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 on the hooks. He's got a power. Suki gets the trade, but another
down
trade
A.
instant coming in from BD. And now they have to make it work. They have to go A. Up close, Sensei takes him down. 5-1. Well, looks like 5-2 is gonna be the scoreline to start. Oh, he picked up the operator, Sensei. Okay.
Jen, he just had to hold. I don't even know why he went for that push. Why he went for elbow over there. I mean, that's just unfortunate. I mean, that's the reason. Now their economy, it's shattered. I mean, here, this is not the slab of ice that you want to dance around on. I mean, I understand that you kind of had so much space for yourself and you wanted to take lobby control, but you cannot make those minute mistakes. And also, JN, he did play good. He held off Marzel. That was a huge kill. But after that, he tried to push up. Whereas he should have waited for Lucia. Nonetheless, the round is done and Marzel immediately quickly finding another. Denies JN. This time, Strokey is going to be waiting up close at ramp. Is he going to be spotting? He's done the damage. But Marzel, he had his rendezvous. He's going to be keeping out there.
And even though Valor won so many rounds, they have no economy.
He
And,
eats that boombot up.
I mean, he has a bucky in his hand, so I thought maybe he was like, maybe I'll get one. It's okay if I go down there. I mean, one-on-one trade is okay, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, and oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh,
Look
no.
at them walking all out.
remaining.
Satchel up.
Should be good for another. I mean, I know he's kind of spotted out, but this round is done. It's the last surviving player. Oh, Hawks gets a big rifle down. Yes, there's a little bit of an economy damage, but Lucio already repositioned himself. Finally, Lethal kind of getting back into the game.
5-3, and they better make it back into the game. And also split a little bit of defensive favorites. So Lethal, they're going to be happy if they get anything above 4 or 5 rounds. Because that's, I mean, 8-4 is a decent score. 7-5 is a really good score for the side. I mean, for the attackers as well. As well as the defenders. You know, anything above 6 is going to be decent. So, Team Valor, they need at least 2 more rounds. And Lethal, well, 1-2 rounds. And they're not going to be, you know, sad about it. They're not going to be beating themselves up. But Team Valor, look at the ultimates they have. Coming out of Shadows, Needle of Death, and the Resurrection. Lethal Esports, they only have Seekers to work with.
Let's hope this works, Jen. He needs to again start popping off. The Trailblazer has spotted him. I hope he moves away. Yeah, it's late again, and look at him. He's taking damage. Sensei again trying to push him up. This time at least, either Bullet and JN, both of them survive. None of them going down. Rain Shell does not find anything as well, but JN, as good he's feeling today, he's going and repositioning in the same place. Looking forward to a fight. I mean, if he goes behind that steel box, that's exact position that he was holding a couple seconds before, but it looks to be a B hit. Look at that edge. The spike is here.
Look at the positioning coming in as well. The crosshair placement is absolutely on point. He gets one. Can he get the other one? Yes, it looks like yes, and he will. And the Seeker's out. Cabbage eats him up alive, but it's going to be a 5 vs 3 situation right now. Lethal Esports, they're 2-man down, and Rafa gets one. He turns around, but he's going to get taken down as well. Storm gets himself a triple. It's all down to Marshall, and he's the flank. He gets spotted as well, holding the beautiful gunning light, and there you go. JN gets a double. That was a quick execution coming in from Lethal, but guess what? Storm was ready. Storm was ready for this one.
This is just looking so damn good. Valor, I mean, they did lose, kind of gave away 2 rounds, but we immediately understood that there should be some kind of an adaptation, and they bring in that adaptation. So 9 rounds done, adaptation seeming good, and also JN popping off. Storm also feeling good. You saw he got himself the opening as well, and also fought with Sensei, won that aim duel. And look at this. This flash is going to be huge again, gaining so much information for the team. The trap fire right now kind of gone to Vayne. Nonetheless, look at this. There should be another round coming through. Players are falling apart. Mazel is just good for 1, but there's 3 players down. And Strokey, he waits for the opportunity even after popping up that ultimate. The neural theft had given him the position, and look at him. He's telling the same thing, that I shot that position. I took that chance after like at least 2 seconds after that neural theft giving away the position, and he was still good for it.
This is so fun, Sam. This is so fun to watch this match. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun for Little Esports, but oh my lord, the way that Strokey, we were wondering how Cypher's gonna do.
Yeah,
Top of the server.
not fun for Lethal, true, but still they've gotten 3 rounds. That's still good. One more round, I think it can still work out. Even though this is kind of so predominant towards Valor, there can be something that can work out. And there was a counter here with the ultimate, but the ultimate did not find, I would say, the frag at least. Jian, look at the confidence on him. He's going for a repeat. Mazel is expecting that.
They are all expecting this one this time, and that's a wise move. What is that shot on Android? That should not have been possible, but yeah, Mazel gets a trade though. But I think Jane has the upper hand here. Yes, he does. Another headshot. Doesn't matter what weapon he's landing heads today. He feels like he's feeling really confident right now. But Sensei picks up one. He gets the weapon, and he gets himself a kill. But Strokey gets himself a double. He's good for the third, and I think he should be able to get it. No, he does get the thing though. A 1 versus 2. Lucia with only 6 points of health, I think, should be able to get the spike plant. Yep, I think that's gonna be the play here.
Yeah, I mean, getting the spike plant, at least some kind of economy being brought back. That round was kind of weird, but look at this. This should be easy. He did not expect that. What a round. I mean, Jen getting the frag first on an Android, that was just mind-blowing. And to pop ahead like that to pieces, and then immediately jumping and repositioning himself at rafters and still getting a kill on Mazel. But again, Mazel found a good trade on Bullet. That was much needed to kind of get themselves back into the game, but I think it was not the right call to push Mailroom. I mean, it was just a gamble.
You can see the look on the faces on the side of Esports. They're not. They feel now. They feel a little bad for themselves, and also they're kind of confused now about what to do. We saw this happening with them against Revenant on Haven yesterday. They were confused, and if that happens again here, then Valor will just walk away with the win. Jan, I think he's ready for this, but oh, beautiful paranoia comes in, so Sensei will get that one down. He needs to get more, and look at that trap. Okay, that trap is absolutely beautiful, but he will get destroyed nevertheless. PT Android with the showstopper. He's ready for this. He gets spotted, but the base, it's wasted, and look at that crossfire from Strokey. Takes one, and Resurrection is available. They don't have anything to worry about here. 4 versus 4 retake here, Sam.
Yeah, they're going in for Jane. They're going to be getting ramp control, but Mazel is going to be there. He's good for 1, denies the Resurrection as well. Hope is going to be there, getting choked down as well, and it becomes an 8 for a Sensei finds the last, and this was just A round where heads were popped one after another, and Marcel, he's going to be pretty happy. You can see that smirk on his face. He's like, that was easy. He just had his crosshair at ramp. That's all he did. But Sensei, I mean, just imagine Edge. I think it was maybe the last second blade or the last blade which connected on Jen. If all those blades missed, Jen could have come back online and the paranoia would have cleared.
For sure. And also, I don't know, I mean, why the resurrection was never used.
I mean,
Like not just in the final round, but the other rounds too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever seen Bullet use a He had it for a really, really long time. One, and also Stokey had the neural theft. Unfortunately, he did not have any chance of using it this time. Where is he? Okay, where is he using the cam? Okay, it was that. Okay, I was like, where is this? I can't understand. It was the view was just too good.
Yeah.
But in 4.5, what do you think, Sam?
It's doable for Lethal if they control it. I mean, right now it's going to be difficult for Shop or Valor because they have a double sentinel setup. Their gameplay is going to be very slow. They have to find openings. They have to look forward to those first bloods, and then is where they're going to be pushing up and getting their, I would say, round as well. But this pistol round can actually get their momentum. If they get double digits here, it's going to be difficult from there on.
That shouldn't have this. This is a crucial round coming in for both the teams. For Valor to go ahead with momentum as well. But look at the noise being given away. But guess what? It's a fake, because the spike is towards B, and they made noise towards vents. So this, as soon as this smoke dissipates, they're gonna be running in, and Strokey is waiting. He's looking at the wrong direction. Storm. Rafa is ready, but Jan is just ready for that one as well. It's gonna be Oaks getting down. 1 3 versus 3 situation. B side is up for grabs as
30
Lucia
seconds left.
makes his run back to safety towards CT. A 3 versus 3 retake here. Valor, I'd say, still has the upper hand.
Oaks is going to be huge here. He's right next to the wall. If he finds one, it's going to be monumental. He was looking forward to the second one. He's done the damage, and the call should be relayed. Marcel is super low. 13. Just one single bullet, and he's done for. He does have a bullet on the headhunter as well. But the right clicks on Strokey. It connects and drops both the players super low. Marcel is reading this right, but hey, the bullets get over. He just had one bullet over there with his headhunter. The animation got him.
The animation. And once again, look at the smiles. Look at the smiles.
They're running away with the map right now.
Exactly. That is exactly what the smiles mean. I mean, we know Valor can win. That's a different thing. But they're beating Lethal on their best map. Now you know. Now you understand why Valor let Lethal. I mean, why they left played out, right? I mean, yesterday we saw Revenant do that and they got destroyed. But guess what? Today, it's a different story. Valor putting up a great show, and Strokey is the one that's actually given Lethal a stroke.
Oh, look at this play. We said it's completely clear. There's nobody here. I mean, this smoke, it's their own that is blocking the path towards mailroom, the vision. But if they walk right now, it's going to be a big trap set up at A. And if they push vents, Android has a Bucky. They should just go B. I mean, Marcel is rotating, but still, it's just Marcel over there. They're going in for the jump. They're walking towards the Bucky stroke. Strokey is going to be the first one to fall, and they should just back off at least right now. Walk away from this position. And Jen waits for the opportunity, gets that Bucky at least out. And Headhunter, I mean, it's walking towards Jen right now.
Gotta be careful. Marcel's position is really good as well. But Jen, does he? Yeah, this is gonna be an easy one. This should be an easy one for Marcel, but he misses. Okay, he lands a couple, but that's it. Not gonna be enough, and now he's going in for the stage. So he wants a heal. He's probably screaming heal, heal, heal. But Marcel, yeah, he has been spotted for sure. He should have been spotted and should have been hurt as well. It's gonna be Storm.
Spike
and now
planted.
are they waiting for the shoulder step? No, so he's not expecting that. A 4 with his 4 situation right now. The heal coming into play as well. Lucius down to low points of health. And Lethal. Well, looks like they're gonna be down or never mind.
Oh.
Because Marcel landed one more.
I mean, Marcel needs to find another one, otherwise it's going to be difficult, and it is not Marcel finding. JN comes up huge, a 4K for him. He started off with the first one, and these 3 kills were back to back.
Whoever said JN was not having a good day, well, think again, guys. Today, I mean, yesterday and day before yesterday, and yeah, okay, he wasn't popping off, but
My notebook
today
is
after
written
that
with
one
JN's
victory-
name, that's all. There's nothing else.
Hey,
JN here,
exactly.
JN there, JN now.
It's Jane everywhere, man. And almost aced it as well. That would have been the icing on top. So brilliant performance coming in from them, but let's just keep Lethal still in the game. Let's just say that they still can
out of
have
my
a good
way.
chance of they have a good chance of making a comeback here. The bonus coming in from Valor and,
Oh, the Spectre walks against the Vandal on Sensei.
and that range. That's what?
Here.
This is bar.
Shouldn't have happened.
There's a judge here, Edge. They have to be worried, and Bullet is way up close to it. Now, I mean, again, Judge can change things, right? It can be the decided. The name itself is Judge, and its judgment gets passed, then it's going to be very difficult. Right now, repositioning is so good from Jayan. He just needs to find an opportunity. If he finds that, he might actually find a frag. But again, it is a slow game. They kind of have utilities also to play with. But Jayan, that was brilliant movement coming in from him. Gensto! Look at
One enemy remaining.
Jen, somebody stop him. What is that movement coming in from him? There was not even a chance to react on top of it.
Absolutely nothing you can do against a player like Jayan right this
He went
point.
nuts.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Spike planted.
That's going on the highlight reel for sure. Yes, I'm quoting Phoenix, I know, guys, but that was just insane. And the plant is done, and the round is also done. If Jen gets this, that's a 4K right now for him. That's just gonna give him a lot more confidence moving into the next one. And Lethal, they don't want to make that happen, but Jen will make sure to get it. Second quad, back to back. But yeah, there you go. You can see that he's smiling. You can see it, but at the same time, he knows the back of his head that they have to go to this third seed because he didn't have a great time. But look at this. That's just montage, man. I mean, it feels like I'm watching a montage right now.
Yeah, my heartbeat rose, Edge. It all of a sudden felt like there was something else happening here. I kind of feared Lethal at a point when that first dash came in. He took down Android, and then he immediately went on with full force towards Rafa.
Oh boy, this is just domination, pure domination
11-4.
coming in from Valor. 11-4 on their map pick, and it's
9 rounds.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay. Let's.
7
I mean,
rounds.
we still.
He went down.
What are you doing,
One
Sam?
enemy remaining.
They're
Spike
making
down,
it work,
B.
Sam.
Okay.
It's an equal.
I shouldn't have called the number of rounds that they had to pull.
What? You're just like 5 rounds, 6 rounds, and then Lethal. Well, it is 7 rounds, and now it's gonna be 6 because Lethal just pulled off a goddamn thrifty here.
Oh, look at that. Sensei, he does not want any of those kind of weapons being lost again. So they're kind of finding and recovering it so that his teammates also get it, and that's going to be a thrifty. I mean, I was counting those
Gun
rounds based on the number of rounds that Valor have continuously back-to-back won. And nothing that
Oh,
Lethal
okay.
have done has worked. I mean, that's how it was. It's completely perplexed right now, unable to figure out what's going right and what's wrong from, I would say, Lethal. Valor, they look pristine, unable to touch right as now for Lethal. Yes, this thrifty can kind of divert the things back in motion, but I don't think Valor going to be giving up so soon with this operator on Sensei. This can be huge, but look at this. Jen! Oh no! He did the same play, but there was a counter with that shotty, and Sensei gets it.
Bomb buddy out.
Shorty up close can be a menace right now, and that's exactly what's inside it. And now B200 knows that there are multiple players who was coming in that vent area. 11-5, and it's a buy round coming in from Valor as well. They gotta be careful, and Hoax actually takes a bit of damage there. Okay, through the smoke, so that's quite unfortunate. So I think Sage can heal him because Sky obviously cannot heal herself. A 4 versus 5, but there's no duelist, so
Yeah.
someone else has to take this, lead right now, and I think Strokey is the one to do it.
Strokey as well as his teammate over there. Bullet, if they join hands together, it's going to be huge. But look at this. Marcel, he spotted the nozzle. That's done. Strokey! Oh, Bullet!
Whoa.
Marcel, you had to take the shot on Strokey. That's all you had to do. And now the call has been given. And look at this play coming through. Ooh, that
Spike
crossfire
down
from
mid.
Android and Lucio was
One
just
player
phenomenal.
remaining.
Pokes the last surviving player. The last hope. He does find one, but he's also low right now. He did receive the damage early on. So he does not even have a
There.
shield to play
30
with. And he's
seconds
just
left.
close to 40% of his health.
And Andrew's already expecting this burst coming in. So there's just nothing that he can do. As soon as he gets on top of the zip line, he is going to get taken down. 11-6, and Lethal now trying to put up a better fight here. It is indeed the second half, the defensive half of the map is split for the side of Lethal, and if there's anyone that can make this work, it's gotta be Lethal because it's their best map nevertheless.
I mean, this if that would have worked, Edge, they would have lost and operated. But this play, I'm a fan of it. Android as well as Lucia to time it perfectly, to push together, to deny that crossfire, and that timing was just so good. I mean, I love those kind of plays. You need to play together as a team, and that team play, duo play coming through from both of them was the round winner for me. 11-6, 2 ultimates right now, and again, Hoax, look at him. For some reason, anytime he tries to push up mid for his teammates to try and set them up, it never works. But look at this, Mazel pushes up. He had 2 players to fight with, and look at this. You saw that camera on his, and immediately he kind of read it, but he was not expecting 2 players. Rafa, so good, repositioning himself over there. That is just so good. He recovers his crosshair and gets that frag at least. Stokey, he needs to move out.
Oh, one
Spike.
more.
Spike down.
Resurrection
A.
is available though. Do you think that Bullet is gonna use it at least once in the entire game?
Oh, the ult. I mean, he has to use it. Bullet, he's finding frags, make it the 3rd. Bullet, he needs to use his resurrection, whatever happens.
Yeah, now is the
this
time.
is the time. You cannot hold it off. Oh no, the wall comes through, and now this wall kind of can boost Lucia.
You will not
The
kill
Hoax
my
resurrection
ally.
is here, so they can heal each other right now
I'm
because of
on
the
your
regrowth.
trail.
But the Seekers, it gets
seconds
used. This gives them the information that both these players are at ramp. They need to start moving in. Jen finds one, and Lucia is going to be the last surviving player. Has from the shadows, but if it was any other ultimate, it could have been good for.
That Seekers actually broke the walls from the side of Lethal. Oh, strong Seekers, man, strong Seekers. But right now, they have to get. Oh, what? What? Lush? Bullet wasn't even looking at your direction. Not like this.
That's
The
hard.
one time the Bullet used his resurrection, they make it work. 4K for the Sage, and the last one, I don't know what was Lucia doing. That should have been his kill because Bullet was looking at the complete wrong direction.
Ooh, this is just too damn confusing and so strong coming in from Valor. It looks like they're ready to close it up right here. A round where they did not have the numbers. Bullet just got that for the team. And now Sensei, he did spot out the player, but for him to re-peek that, it's going to be difficult because the other players looking forward to making that setup up, and the Trailblazer is coming through. It's not dazing!
Stay down.
He missed that Trailblazer attack! Folks,
Ouch.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jen is going to be super angry on him. Super angry.
But look at the
Bullet.
positioning coming in from both the players, and Bullet goes down to Lucia. Well, looks like Valor. Well, they gotta try in the next round because Lethal looks like they're gonna be taking this one away from them. Coming out of shadows, he's available for both the Omens and the other teams. And Android, man, perfect timing coming
One
out from
enemy
him.
remaining.
Strokey goes down as well. All down to Omen in a 1 versus 5. If he pulls this one off Star, there's nothing that can stop him. There's nothing that can stop him if he can pull this one off.
I mean, an ace to close the entire map to get their first point can be just crazy, and they don't have a Sage or anything like that for the resurrection. He comes through, and Lucia is good for it. He's going to be putting down Storm. There was already a backstab from Mazel as well, so Lethal getting things under control. It's still 12-7. The economy was quite a little bit tough for Valor, but I think they should be able to kind of go in for a buyout. Maybe they can even push for an eco because they can understand that they should not go in for an invest and make their entire next few rounds having economic damage. But this kill coming in from Androids was just phenomenal. I mean, it was just random sprays coming through the smoke, but it was a phantom headshot, and whenever we see a phantom headshot, it's just lovely. 20 kills for JN, 12 deaths only. He is top fragging right now for his team, but still, they are close at the match point edge. They have to finish it off right now, but it's kind of a broken buy that they're playing with.
And they needed JN to pop up as well.
Yes.
Because, you know, at the start of the tournament, even if he's not, yeah, I mean, he still has a lot of time, but this is the perfect time for him to start, you know, getting active. Because, oh, wait a second, we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. Right now, it's a beautiful paranoia on paranoia action. It's going to be Rafa taking now 1 and down to the forward punch situation right now. Bullet throwing in that slow. But can he turn around? Just a spam here will get him down, but Rafa, he predicts everything perfectly. I think he heard the shrouded step, and he did, and Trailblazer will be coming out as well. instantly taken down. Rafa with the third. He turns around. He wants to get one more.
Last player
Gets
standing.
himself a triple. Okay.
1v2.
Neural theft. Marzel and Sensei.
Both their
Did he not get the
position
jump?
was- I think so, he didn't. That's the reason he's looking in that direction. Both of them holding it towards pillar. Let's see what Strokey can be doing. And Strokey! The wall breaks and he finds Marzel. A 1v1
30
situation to
seconds
close it off. The operator does not work and Strokey closes it. This is not how you want to win. A broken round and look at that. The smiles on the faces of Valor. Jane, for the first time, I would say, in these entire matchup that we have seen
entire
here
tournament.
in WD Black Cup, the smile. I mean, he's going to be feeling really good after how he popped off. He's the top fragger. But I feel like right now, Valor are also kind of unable to believe what just happened. They thought that split should not work in their favor. You saw, right? They were also surprised by that victory.
I don't know. I mean, okay. I mean, when the last clutch was happening, yeah, I was focused a bit on the player cam. I saw Strokey just casually, he was laid back. He was, I mean, usually what happens when you see a 1v2, 1v2, you see the player like completely, tilted towards the front. He's like so close to the screen and everything. But here, Strokey was so calm and composed. He kind of knew that he was going to clutch it anyway. You could see that in his face.
Yeah.
His body language. It was just too good. Yeah, but we started off really well, to be honest, with Android actually getting that knife kill. But at the end of the day, Valor was the one that got the round, which means Valor got the second one as well, obviously. But Strokey, what a play coming out from him.
Man, it felt like that knife would have been the confidence boost for the side of Lethal, but it was just not enough. Their full buy, yes, they made it count. So immediately giving away 4 rounds is not the scenario that we saw. But after the own full buy came through for Valor, it was undeniable. They were just walking away with rounds. The first half did close with 8-4, but again finding the pistol rounds back in the favor of Valor, I think that's where things change. And especially having a double sentinel setup and them making it work was just phenomenal. But this play, as you said, Marzel should not have been allowed to get that kill at all. He shouldn't even had a slight chance of doing any kind of damage. The amount of, I would say, movement coming in from him in that vents position was just phenomenal.
And this was a round where Lucia actually got multiple kills, and we thought Lucia was the star of the show, but guess what? JN wanted the spotlight, and he did. This shot was just too good. And then at the end,
Lucia
obviously...
falls.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one was just perfect prediction coming in from him. And that was the beginning of the end for the side of Lethal, because that's when JN started popping off.
We said
There's
that, right?
nothing that you can do.
JN had to show up. If JN did, I think it would have been completely their show itself, and that's what the Valor have done. If JN might have not been feeling that great, Lethal should have walked away with this map. That's how it should have been seen. But Sensei, yes, he found another round for his teammate, regained the operator, but that operator was only for that one specific round. Storm gets punished for his push. Still, nonetheless, I think this couple of rounds here and there, that the mistakes that they made was still okay, because after this map, they won it, right? So this is going to be one way towards that third seed that they'll be getting to phase 2.
One of the few teams that can actually beat Lethal on split.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to give a lot of confidence boost coming on to the next matchup. But next matchup, it's going to be Icebox. So yeah, we'll have a nice talk about that later on as well. But that round as well. So Strokey, but this shot from JN, that was really good. Really, really good. And also getting this one onto Marzel. Pretty easy headshot for him. That was
instant flick.
Exactly. I mean, even from Marzel's POV, we could feel that it was the instant flick coming in. And then with 6 points of health, there's nothing that Lucia could do. He did get the spike down, get that extra bit of economy, which helped them secure the 4th round on the board, which at least, made it look like it's doable for Lethal. But at the end of the day, you know what? Lethal, they felt confident, but Valor was just prepared for this.
I mean, we saw the last round of the first half where Marzel got a 3k for himself. That was the reason they closed it at an 8-4. And this second round, in the second half itself, the anti-eco round, B-side was completely clear, but they wanted to go for A. I think there they did make some mistakes and gave away I would say, a round that could have gone, but JN popped off there. He gives a 4K and gets that round back in the team's favor. And this play with that blade storm was just undeniable, and then goes in for an immediate tailwind and updraft. That was just crazy coming in from that man. And if he does such spectacular shows, Jen deserves it. And look at that, he has got 3 4Ks at least in Split itself. And to talk about it, Lethal were the ones who were dominant on Split, right? Anytime, irrespective of whichever team tried to pace them off, they always closed in with them having the double digits and the opponents maybe even coming close to maximum 6 or 8. That's all. Not in terms of it being a 13-11 scoreline. So it was always Lethal having the map under control. But the way right now that we have seen this to close out in Valor's favor kind of looks like they have corrected all those mistakes that was kind of not working in those previous 2 days, or maybe Edge. This is kind of trying to, I would say, boast Valor, is that they were trying to hide whatever they knew in terms of their strategies and playstyles and just lose a couple of matches and now head over to phase 2 in the last possible way and chance.
It was, I think the only thing that was going wrong for them was Jen, and he popped off.
Yeah.
And there's just that tells you everything. But this final round, the way that they won, they shouldn't have, to be honest. That is just unfortunate. We couldn't see Strokey's player cam, or else I would have pointed out what I was talking about. But once again, first time in this tournament, JN is the MVP on top. This actually feels good because, you know, not just as a Jet, but also as just a player. JN must be feeling confident right now, right? 13-7, taking down Lethal on their best map. On the side of Lethal, obviously, it's going to be Marzel once again. It's quite obvious he's going to be the MVP because he never fails to deliver, especially on that chamber on this map of Split. He gets those kills, he makes those plays, and also look at the average combat score, 255 on both of them.
Phenomenal job here, but I think this is why, right, the double duelist meta and setup is kind of somewhere getting diminished. It's just that you don't have utilities to push people back. If you use and commit it once, that's done for. If you use a pain shell and if you don't find anything out of it, your pain shell is gone. If you want to replenish it, you have to find 2 frags. So you're kind of even using the utility, but also certain times if it does not find anything and if you kind of throw it without looking for information, you kind of completely waste it. So I think it feels like this double duelist setup is somewhere becoming a hard stop for Lethal itself. I mean, it was working in the previous days, but you cannot keep playing with that same meta over and over and over again. Somebody is going to be putting a stop to you, and it was Valor here. 2 days that we have been seeing Split from Lethal, nobody has, I would say, stopped them. I'm pretty sure Lethal would have played the same setup previously as well, the matches that we didn't see which were offline, and it might have worked, but somebody had to stop them. And right now Lethal will be worried about it because the next map is going to be Valor. Everybody popped off. You can see even the Omen over there, Storm. He might be in the point, KD not completely positive over there, but still he played for his team. The smokes were on point. That's what we were talking about. You need to make sure that your utilities, they work for your team, not just for you to just keep fragging out and keep a positive KD.
And also that specific round where Storm actually held on to that B side all by himself, by getting himself a triple and securing the round. That was a crucial round as well, because that was the round where it actually broke the economy on the side of Lethal. So everyone doing their job respectively, just justifying their roles. It's not always about the kills. You know, Valorant is the kind of game that is, you know, it's a team-based game, obviously, or everyone needs to step up. I mean, it's not like you have to, I mean, it's not like you can sit on 0 kills, but that doesn't mean you have to get 30 or 40 every time. Just getting decent number of kills, but at the same time, helping your duelist or helping your teammates get the kills. I mean, sometimes I understand. I mean, we all have it, right? So, I mean, if it happens to the best of us, you might not have a great day. You might not be having a good time with the kills. But if you're not having, you can just make sure that others, that your teammates, maybe they can get get the kills and make you win. But because at the end of the day, doesn't matter if you have 50 kills. If you lose, you lose.
And also, they did not even take a timeout, Edge. The timeout was
no
there.
timeouts from both the teams.
I mean, Valor, there was nothing that they had to take a timeout. There was nothing going wrong in their entire play. We could not see that they were like making mistakes. It was just that in a couple of rounds, Lethal were better. So that was one of the reasons I would say they did not take a timeout. On the other hand, Lethal, even in the first half when they were losing so many rounds, and at the end they were able to make it to 8-4, they should have taken a timeout. Even when we started off the second half, they should have taken the timeout immediately after they lost the both pistol rounds. But they decided
Not
not
really
to take
sure.
it. You did bring it close. I mean, if it was not for JN to get a 4K in that anti-eco, we would have seen that maybe that round could have come in the favor of Lethal. But look at this. ACS better on Sensei. The only reason is JN's performance from the previous matches were not that good. Now, if I think just take a comparison of the previous match, you saw 255 and Sensei was not even close. It was Marzel who was clashing with 255.
I mean, 40 first bloods on Sensei and 23 first bloods on Jen. Just this one one comparison, it kind of makes it clear that Sensei is the better entry fragger, but Jen can clutch out 1v5s. That's what it tells me. Looking at the first bloods there. But Sensei will give you that first blood every single time. Doesn't really matter. He's not afraid of it. Jen, he might have a tough time doing that, but you give him a 1v3, 1v4, 1v5, and he will not disappoint you. Maybe not getting a 1v5 every time, but he will make sure to, at least deal a lot of economy damage onto the other team. So look at the kills as well. Although Jen was not having a good time, the kill difference is not huge. It's around 20 to 30, I believe, and that's not a lot. But once again, both these players are absolutely phenomenal, and that's exactly why they're here. But right now, this game, Jen stole the show for me.
He did. I mean, we were expecting him to come up huge, and he showed up for Valor, and that was the only puzzle piece that was missing, right? It annoys you when you don't have one single piece to finish off the entire picture, and I think Jane today fitted perfectly with the entire roster. The synergy was looking so goddamn, and there was nothing that anybody could kind of try to deny it or kind of even break it over there. They were stuck like glue. Anything that went wrong, they were immediately able to make their way back up. And you saw, whenever we felt like, okay, this round is done for, Bullet, as I said, he is going to be very useful and also can completely spin a couple of rounds in the team's favor. He did that. We saw him also getting a couple of 3Ks multiple times. Even in the last round to close it, it was his 3K that gave Strokey a battling chance. And that's the reason he closed it. He timed it perfectly. He read it that the wall is about to break. He kind of read it. Once they're in the, I would say, pushed back from the pillar side, they should be coming out in the other direction. Marzel was also waiting, but it was Strokey who was just better with his pre-fire, and I would say his reaction timing. But now that we are heading over to Icebox, I'm still worried for Valor because they've also not won. I mean, now this is a comparison that I'm putting in frame is that Split, which was won 2 times that we have seen both the times when Lethal have played, they've got their name on it. And this third time, they've lost it. Valor, both the times that we've seen them play on Icebox, they've lost it. This is the third time. You're seeing where I'm going with
pattern.
that?
There's a pattern here to be followed. But also, before we talk about Icebox, the last round we were talking about, the Strokey having a 1v2 there. The wall was there, right? It was about to be broken. How did Marzel and Sensei not realize that? I mean, Marzel was standing and looking at the wrong direction completely.
Yeah.
I mean, right, this game, it felt like Marzel was not on point because we did see another round where he completely misjudged the timing, which should have been a free round. At least he had a fighting chance there because Sky was low and the Omen was kind of the only one he had to take down, right? He did have one bullet in the chamber of the force. So could have had that chance, but not really sure what happened. Maybe they didn't notice the time. And even the last round, it just looked like, to this game, it didn't feel like, he was still getting those kills, but it just didn't feel like Marzel was on top of his game, right? Even the last one, he was confused. But yeah, that was it happens in the heat of the moment. Sometimes it happens. But now we'll be talking about the Icebox, this Icebox pick. So once again, dual duelist will be coming in, I believe. And here's what I want to ask: do you think a Raze would be coming in from the side of a Valor or not? Because Raze is a really good agent on the map of Icebox. Yes, Jet is going to be picked up by Jen, especially after this performance. He's not going to be backing off at all. Yesterday, I mean, we did see him. We did see him last time switching to a Sage, but I don't think today is the day that he switches to anything except Jet.
I agree with you. He's going to be feeling super confident on the Jet and he's not going to be stopping. But I feel like it's not going to be a double duelist setup coming here from Valor because this has worked. The single duelist setup and the double sentinel play did work out. But I think there will be a slight and a minute switch up coming through. Hawks, yes, will be on an initiator, maybe I'm feeling like it should be either a Sky or a Breach coming through, because I feel like Bullet will be switching up to the Sova. So this can be a double initiator play coming through from Valor. Or if not, if they still, I would say, are okay with Hawks playing the initiator, but I've not seen him play Sova. He has played agents such as KO, Sky, as well as Breach, and he's good on it. Sova, you know, right? It's all about those lineups that we are very precise on. You can get the damage dealt and also find a couple of kills, but also the information that you can relay to your team is going to be huge, both with your all round as well as your recon. So that is something that people need to look forward to. I'm not too sure Hawks is sure about what he can do, but again, Icebox kind of does not, I would say, have a lot of, I would say, brain-wrecking lineups, right? There are some decent ones that anybody can play with and still find information. So that's what I'm looking at. What is going to be played from Strokey, Bullet, as well as Hawks? These three players, they can change anything. Storm, I'm pretty sure, is going to be coming in with the controller, but which one? I think it should be a Viper. And do you think both the ends are going to be holding a Viper here?
They need to get that Viper on board. I don't think anything else would be a good one here on the map of Icebox. Yes, on the Fracture, Viper, even if you don't have it, Brim is good. And with that, yeah, we can actually see two Vipers on both the teams. So Viper is going to be picking it up. And as you said, Hoax, his Sova is a bit iffy. I would agree to that too. But he's going to be picking it up against Marzo, who is absolutely insane since he's been practicing the lineups. Because usually in previous times, I haven't seen Marzo on Sova at all, right? We've seen other players on his teams picking it up, but Marzo, after getting himself into this,
he's kind of plays Sova on the other maps, not on Split. I mean, on Heaven previously also, when we saw, he did play that up.
Yes, I mean, in recent times, he's picking it up, and he also has really good lineups as well. He's practicing lineups, which is absolutely phenomenal to watch. And right now, since I play Sova, I'm looking forward to see if I can learn a thing or two here on the map of Icebox.
Let's see, but here's where I'm a little bit confused from Android as well as Sensei. I mean, Android, whenever we see him, except on the map of Split, he goes in for the chamber pick. But here he's coming in on the race. So I don't know, the W setup already previously not working. They're going to be bringing it here again. Rafa putting him on a Sage. Yes, he can kind of slow down his game, and his aim is already completely cracked. He can go in for those battles and get a lot more in terms of damage dealt on the opponent, and having a resurrection, gaining that resurrection back to back is also going to be very crucial. But let's look forward to it. But Strokey, who was feeling so confident on that, on the Cypher, as we said, he can be monumental, and he brought in that Cypher. That's already that he kind of stole the game for me over there. And now coming in with that chamber, he should be looking very confident. On the other end, it's still, I would say, Bullet playing in that Sage. He was confident in the previous map as well. So kind of, they've held on to their agents as they were playing it. They do not want to change it up because, as we said, Valor, with their changes, as we have seen, it kind of never worked out, right? So I think this switch up in terms of keeping the same set of, I would say, initiator, duelist, as controller abilities for those same players can work out in GN. To start it off, he sneaked into Nest. Lucia is reading this. Sensei finds one. Lucia, can he spot that player out? Oh, GN missing a lot of his shots, and Rafa, he's going to be punishing him for that.
Jayan sneaked his way, but unfortunately couldn't do anything from a great position such as that one. But it's going to be Sensei getting himself another one. Can he get that third? No, sir, he won't.
Everything's
falling
apart.
But now everything is falling apart indeed.
What?
Bullet? Where are your bullets?
Okay, I mean, this is so weird. That round itself kind of, for the entire team, right? It did not work at all. They gave away a flawless to start things off. Oh, that's something that we did not. Okay, wait. Yeah, here's where I kind of had. Bullet is not going to be on the Sage. He's going to be giving it away and taking the Viper, and Storm is going to be on the Sage. That's one thing I kind of got confused, but look at this Edge. None of them got any picks in that first round. Valor, that was not a good start, but look at this. JN goes in for the ult top. Ooh, he gets a chance to recover and back off as well.
I still kinda am stuck what happened to Bullet there, because he should have gotten that one, and no, Android takes JN down with the help of the paint shells. And if it's another flawless, then Lethal will have a really good time here on the map of
All the
Icebox.
four
It's gonna be
players
Sensei
back.
taking down Sensei another one. Okay, not gonna be
Enemy remaining.
not gonna be flawless here, but still not a lot of damage though.
Yeah, I mean, all of them, except for Jen, everybody else were on the backstab. That felt like things could have changed up, but I think they entered a little bit too early, because of which Lethal were just still at the lobby position and they were just making their way to A. But whatever is done is given away is okay. 2 rounds lead is going to be what Lethal will have in the first pistol round, as well as the anti-eco. Valor right now need to look forward to what they can do better. The full buy will be working out. There are thinking about the investment coming through, because Sensei does have a Vandal just like the previous round. He's saving that and walking away with it, but they're not going to be coming in with that investment. This should be a round here for Valor. If they miss the opportunity, not only is it a bonus edge, it's also free upgrades.
It is gonna be free upgrade
so
if
done.
Valor pull it off. If. But look at this. Lethal once again opening things up. A 4 versus 5. 3 versus 5. 2 versus 5? 2 versus 5? Okay, 2 versus 4. 2 versus 3. I'm just gonna keep counting numbers right now. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep counting. 2 versus 3. And Lethal, they have the upper hand because the spike has been planted. Okay, never mind. I said I'm not gonna talk, right? 2 versus 2.
Yeah, I'll do the talking. 2 versus 2. Bullet, he finds Lucia, but Mazel, he was already on the flank. He finds one, and now it's done. They're going to be winning a bonus. I mean, yes, a couple of weapon upgrades only, but still, it's a round. They lost a full buy here, Valor. That should not have been allowed. And what happened? After such a show on split and their aim completely being so precise, it looks like Lethal kind of understood what the mistake that they were doing. They were kind of playing it easy, and they're immediately recovering from it. And Jen seems to have an issue over here, and I think they should go in for a technical pause here. We need to head over to an AMD technical pause, and it looks like that's what we are going to be heading into. Ooh, Jen, this is not the position that even the team wants you out.
Oh, but now you know why I was just going in and counting those numbers, right? It's just Lethal, they should not have gotten that first entry, but they did. Got the spike as well, but then the full buy completely wasted. Because, I mean, it was a bonus, so it doesn't really matter how many kills they get. Doesn't really matter how many frags, how many casualties they manage to, get. But here's the thing. Lethal now. This is map pick off Valor. And Lethal, 3-0 to them right now. And potentially the 4th round on the board as well, because it's going to be a bonus. Sorry, it's an eco coming in from the side of Valor. And I think JN is having a bit of trouble, but I think he's going to be back into the server any second now. We should be heading back into the game, and we are already in the game. But it's going to be a eco coming in from Valor. Pretty much still a bonus for Lethal Esports.
Let's stop here up early.
He
Jen
landed it.
He's surviving. I mean, he's landed it. Jen survives, but I think it's get recovered. Ooh, that's a nasty shot coming in from him, but he's only good for 1.
This round is going to be over. It's going to be a quick round coming in from Lethal Esports. Once again, it's going to be Team Valor sitting on 0, while Lethal Esports, they're walking away with the round lead. 4 rounds now in their favor. And also keep in mind, Icebox, not a defensive favor. It is, kind of a attacking favored map, but it's not, it's not this one-sided that Lethal can get 4 back-to-back.
I mean, this A-side execution coming back to back, right, is now they're kind of exploiting the recent patch that is there. Before that, there was a box, right, that players could play around with. And right now, they kind of have to just push back. And I think attackers kind of have a little bit of an advantage over there. But still, let's hope that we kind of see how they can try to play it out. That box is still working out, but how far can they push it up? There's going to be an operator buy coming through. Jen, is he going to be finding anything? But everybody else, they're at B edge.
Gotta be careful.
Careful.
3 players onto us B side here for Valor, and they will. Strokey instantly rendezvous out. That slow will give away that information that one of them has made their way into the side right now towards that yellow position. The wall is going to be broken. There's a spam coming in. Rafa is allowed to plant the spike without taking a single bit of damage. Lethal. Everything's going in their favor, man. Everything's going in their favor right now.
Well,
counter wall.
5v5. 4 rounds done. They have saved the wall and they can go in for the plant. Are there post-plant utilities here? Lucia breaks the wall and also gets the player down who was looking for the defuse. Holds finds one and Jade. Oh my god, alongside Bullet, and Bullet is completely popping off. He needs to take this player down. That's going to be Martin, the last surviving player, but Jane switches up his weapon and at least gets this first round. They did lose 2 weapons, but it does not matter because they still have 3 players standing. If they did lose 1 more player here, Edge, economy damage would have been worse.
It's already bad.
Exactly, it's already bad.
It is bad. It is bad. And for a Valor to... I mean, a bit of the luck coming into play, if you ask me, there. But how did Rafa land without getting a bit of damage is still a question on my head. But here's what I like to see. Jan on the operator. Let's see what more can he do. What more can be done here? 1 round on the board for Valor. Can this be the beginning? Or will it be the only round that Lethal less than have?
This is going to be huge. Let's see if Valor will be able to pick up 1 more. They do have 3 ultimates to play with. Chance operator, it does not find anything. It just spots. It acts like just an information. But gets healed. No shield for him. He still can have a chance, but they're kind of not looking forward to contest it. They're heading back.
Heading back, but I think Valor is kind of prepared for this. Look at the positionings coming in. We have Sova towards that mid area. Oh, never mind. Doesn't look like Shoki is kind of reading this right now. But it's giving, literally delaying this push. Which means Valor, they have enough time to come back. Or do they? Oh, no, never mind. They do not have enough time right now. The wall has already been committed, which means there's only Sage's wall right now that can be of any use. Shoki, can he get it? Doesn't look like it. But the Viper's Spit has been committed and the Hunter's Fury will be dealing a bit of damage there. A 5 versus 5 right now, but look at the positioning.
What? Box?
That's save.
30
Beautiful.
seconds left.
That is just phenomenal positioning coming in
planted.
at 4 versus 4 with Lethal. They have the resurrection available and they will be, oh wow. Oh
I mean,
wow.
in the opponent's Viper Spit, the snake
Last
bite
player
works.
standing.
Okay, this
Wait
was
a
not thought
second.
of.
Wait a
Inside.
second.
I think it was Marzel's, I would say. I'm not saying the fault, it's Marzel going down over there kind of gave them the boost because Marzel was the one who was up close towards the spike. Whoa.
How did they turn this? How were Team Valor able to turn this one around? Because the Viper Split was coming, the spike was down. There was nothing that Lethal Esports had to do. All they needed to do was just stay alive. Yeah, Marzel. Yeah, I think he was kind of confused about whose Viper snake bite that was because that was in the ultimate, and also he took a couple of shots coming in from one of the players on the side of Valor. I think that's the reason. Not a miscommunication, but just hear the moment that presence of mind wasn't there coming in from Marzel, unfortunately. But 2-4 is the scoreline right now. It's still a 2-round lead, but here's the thing. Lethal Esports now, that economy is looking good. But here we have the huge, massive announcement that we were all waiting for. Sam, I'll let you take it, buddy.
You would have seen the teasers coming through on our Instagram page, and here is what you guys can expect. A VCT 2022 event by Skyesports. It's the time to rise. Get ready for all you Valorant lovers. It's gonna be one of the first party events coming very soon. More announcements lined up, so don't forget to follow us at the rate Skyesports Gaming because I'm pretty sure none of you want to miss this opportunity. It's once in a lifetime, and if you're able to do it, you're gonna be rising to the global stage.
We are. I mean, we've seen a lot of VCTs. We've seen a lot of events, right? But right now, it's time for Sky to put one up. And once again, let me just quote Phoenix here, and we will show you how the boss does it. Very awkward silence. Okay, Sam?
Let it sink in. That's one of the reasons. I mean, audience need to feel
I thought it was
that.
so bad.
No.
I thought it was so bad.
It was just so that they can have that feeling because as soon as that popped off right in front of the screens, I had the goosebumps. I myself had to calm myself down, right? I mean, I'm sorry if I gave any of your headphones or any of your speakers kind of broke over there, but That's how the next events are going to be. But right now, let's head over to the round because looks like Lethal are not going to be giving up any moment. Regan, it should have been good for Strokey's position. Strokey, he does not even remove it. He just dodges. Ooh, Strokey can come up huge. Gets two. And his rendezvous is good. He does not run away. And Jane assists him. 3 players already down. Marcel recovers the spike. But look at him pushing up. And he does not connect on Jane. Jane, what are you doing? What are those shenanigans coming in from him? The last surviving player gets taken down. What?
Can I get an instant replay, please? Because I can't process this. What just happened here? Strokey got himself a triple with Shorty. And Jayan? What was that? You can see the look on the faces of the players on the side of Lethal. Even they don't know what happened. Even they are like, how? How did this happen? And the economy is gone. It's gone. Last round, last buy round for them. If they lose this, forcing into eco.
Oof. What is this? How are things switching up all of a sudden? Where we thought that Lethal kind of had the control, and look at this. I mean, it is just the confidence that they needed on every map. Once they have the confidence, look at them go so aggressive edge. And again, Sensei, he is at nest and right now he should be spotting the players. But look at the timing of Storm. He finds one, he's going for a second, the confidence goes to the third, and then it's trying to back off. He has the heal, he can go in for the next 2 as well. He goes, can he find the ace? Oh no, Jen! I mean, the timing was same over there, but still, what? Another round being pulled from Valor, the timing of it all.
This is insane. I'm loving this fight between these two teams. I mean, we started off with Lethal coming out on top, and guess what? Yeah, Jane stole it. Storm is gonna be not mad because you know
Edge.
they didn't have a great start.
Is it even a fight if Valor pull rounds like this?
I mean, it was a fight. Let's just
Get out of
give
my
the
way.
wait. Oh no! For a second, I was like, why is Marcel on the defensive half? Okay. For a second, I was confused. But
What?
he took a lot of damage. That should be a no scope. But the showstopper takes him down, obliterated. Indeed, it's going to be Bullet taken down. It's going to be Lucia on the other side. Lethal, all of a sudden, in a 3 versus 2 with the man advantage in the Nico round, the resurrection is going to be coming into play for sure.
Yeah, but Marcel is reading right into it. I mean, they're also reading this right, the slow up. It's pushing back Marcel, but Android with the operator of his own takes down the team. Yes, it's going to be spotting him. Marcel waits for his opportunity and his opening, but he had the spike! And now Bullet has the control of the spike. If he had the Viper Spit, he could have controlled completely. But right now, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this can immediately change up. But towards spoilers, Sage is already pushed up, and along with Android coming up, it can be recovered. Rafa is going to be looking to make things happen again. But look at this, the rotation. Bullet, he's giving up the spike. And right now, if they recover the spike edge and get back to
30
B
seconds
itself,
left.
That's
it's
not
going to
gonna
be
happen.
unfortunate. Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. I knew it because Sage actually had the control over towards that mid area for a really long time. That is Rafa, which made it clear that there's no one on A, right? And now they're still kind of suspecting him to be making his way towards that A from the from the attacking spawn. But here's the thing: he's towards B and he's coming in towards mid. Rafa is ready for this, but he can actually do this though. Storm. Sorry, he can actually pull it off Bullet here.
I mean, there should be a round that should come through. I mean, he used the toxic screen and gave an extra advantage over there to Rafa. I mean, his own toxic screen. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay still, but again, Bullet kind of would have had the opportunity over there if he kind of got in those 1v1 duels, because there was an opportunity, right? He used the poison cloud to deny the vision under tube, and it was Rafa pushing through boiler. If that fight would have been taken and Bullet would have won it, it would have been a 1v1 situation, and Android, whatever he would have made from mid, he would have kind of made the noise. So it could have been anything that Bullet could have pulled off. Nonetheless, Lethal did not give away the lead that they had. They pull it back up. 5-4 is the score, right, as of now. 16 difference. Jen backing off after taking a kind of a pre-fire over there. Reposition this time. Sensei, he misses his shot.
And don't forget that was a 50 coming in from Lethal. Do
Yeah.
not forget that. That is the most important thing. And Sensei gets dinged from where? Wait, what? How did he get dinked through the wall? Because it wasn't the operator for sure. I think it was the Sage there, and Jayan is ready for this. 3, 2, 1. He will get that trade. Jet for a Sage, they'll take that any day.
Yeah, I mean, if you take down especially the attacking Jet, you kind of put a stop to their force of attack, right? But here, still Android available, so they can still make it happen. Android immediately burst himself towards the yellow box. You get a sneak peek, and okay, wait, he's not only pushed up, he's on top of the yellow box. Now Mazel gets spotted again in the same position that he was caught out. The shortcut does not work this time. The recon right now giving them the position, no damage being done. Strokey on the other end gets found towards Snowman. That shouldn't have happened. The spike right now is planted. It's a 3v4 situation. It's going to be very tough because 4 players trying to hold it off. I'm not too sure if they have the lineups ready, but at least the wall is there and the Sage is not. And so putting up the wall, which they kind of do save, might not come into play. But right now the time is taking edge.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot coming in. Well, really low. Could have been a collide. It's going to be Jayan getting one, but he's going to get traded out by Marcel. Hook escapes down. Rafa 2 vs 2 situation. The spike is not going to be stuck. It's going to be Lucia with a double, and that's going to be the end. Lethal Esports get there. 6 on the board and Team Valor. Unfortunately for them, the economy is now starting to crumble on their side as well, and they have to make a decision right now. Are they going to invest this one and hope that they win it and go for a eco if they lose in the last one?
Yeah.
Or do they decide to go for an eco or a light buy here?
They're going for an investment. It looks like a couple of the players, even after this investment in the next one, they'll be having a broken buy if they don't get the kills. But if they get the kills, they should be again having those full shields and a good weapon to buy up. But on the other end, the economy is okay, tad better. So Lethal, even if they lose this last second round, they should be again easily getting that full buy. Hoax's recon gets denied, but look at this aggressive mid execution. The wall is up and the spike is also going its way, but they're worrying about the fence position, and that's the hold up here. But before that, Sensei looking for Vato and clearing all the angles. Jen, and that was red from Sensei. He did turn for a moment, but right now look at this muzzle. Exactly, Jen is walking right into his arms. Oh, Storm.
Oh no, that's gonna be the round if I'm not wrong, but Strokey's position is really good. Wait, he gets him!
One enemy remaining.
Oh, he gets another one! Bullet gets himself a turn, and that's gonna be Lucia going down, and Team Valor. Well, get the operator, will you? Just get the operator, man.
They did not even have to commit the Viper split to win that round.
The positioning and a bit of luck coming into play there. Strokey getting one, and then Bullet getting himself a triple. Absolutely fantastic performance. It's good. That's just the confidence now, right? They gotta be feeling really good after defeating Lethal on split. They can still do this. Lethal 6 rounds already in. Once again, Icebox, attacking favorite if you ask me.
I don't know. After this, look at this again. The Mazel gets a chance to take Jayan down and then makes the same mistake himself. Nobody cleared B main, right? So he was just walking through thinking that that shouldn't have been possible. Even if somebody was at B main, they should have pushed up towards the side. That was not the case. Strokey was waiting for his own opportunity. Right now, Andrew going aggressive. Oh, he finds a brilliant one on Storm. That was nasty. That shouldn't have been allowed. And Android, he's not stopping. The position is known. Bullet is in a very risky spot. Shock touch coming his way. The boom bot. That crazy Roomba gives away his position and also makes sure that he loses his life. Folks,
what is I'm sorry, I was in awe. I couldn't say anything. But we have the counter Viper split being deployed right now. A 2 vs 4 situation with the.
Wait, what?
Can we get this? If he gets that one,
He's
it's
in.
done.
Player
So
standing.
he gets one right now, and then Rafa is that just easy, man. But this was all Android.
Yeah.
This was all Android.
That jump
This round,
coming in
what
from
is this round?
Android? What is that?
I haven't seen that.
Exactly. I mean, we see an updraft and then we see the shot them trying to take rather than running up those ramps and then reaching the belt. But what? A blast back and immediate shot. I mean, there was not even a second that he waited. It was just the animation and then a shot. Wow.
That was something new.
Yeah.
That's what we love about this game, man. These teams, they show us something. They always come up with something interesting, something
deliver.
new for us to learn. Exactly. And now, we know that Satchel can be used in that way. I mean, we all knew how it could be done with Jet's updraft, but Android now teaching us something new. Sensei with the Arcane Sheriffs looks absolutely
no.
beautiful. Android, man, you're missing shots on a goddamn recon.
Yeah, I mean, after taking in a blast pack jump and then a shot in this, I mean, it does happen, guys. He's just trying to pull his leg for at least. I mean, if he can do a shot like that, then it's
Yeah,
just...
he definitely can take a recon. Don't worry, guys.
Alright, now
But
look at this.
lethal.
Jump back. Lucia, it's back. And I mean, at least lets Lucia survive. But I think the spike should come through very soon.
The wall has been deployed. The cloudburst has been committed as well. So now they kind of have to go for the plan here. And Lucia cannot break the wall. There's no way he can break it with the classic command. Yeah, he's gonna go for the entire magazine. Marshall, is that a fly? No, that was towards mid. He gets one down to a 4 versus 5. It's doable for both the teams.
He clears the late lock, and right now look at how aggressive these people are playing. This should give away Jane's position, but Jane, he's not looking forward to back off. He sees one, he should be good for another one. He is! He gets two. The shortcut, it does the damage, it walks right into his teammates.
Last
Snake
player
bite, I
standing.
mean, it is unfortunate, but it's still a 2v1. Hopes he should be good for another one, but Android finds him, but Bullet immediately charges around and takes him down. You know how crucial this pistol round is, Edge.
First things first, how did JN manage to get himself a double? Even he knows he shouldn't be able to get himself a double, and almost survived it as well. The snake bite of his own teammate, you can see a bit of a misplay coming in, but it's all good. It's all good, right? I think that was Storm. Yeah, no, sorry, Bullet. Bullet's snake bite, unfortunately, but it also took down Rafa, so that's great. 7-6, Team Valor now can make it 7-7 because of the fact that Lethal are on a eco right now. Just a Marshall and Android, he wants that orb and he shall get it.
They could have taken him down, but Sensei drops the
Spike down
spike
A.
carrier. Strokey's casually walks in, takes the player out, but there's another player playing right behind the green box. I mean, Strokey, he had to back off. If he gave up that rifle so close, they could have picked it up and that could have worked. But right now, his rendezvous is same. He's still looking forward to take a lot of those shots, but misses it, and the push comes together. But immediately, look at this move. Oh wait, Marzel and Sensei find together, and right now,
How?
2v4. What? The eco running away from their hands. Now it's completely mid push coming through, and it's only one person holding mid. It's going to be difficult for Hawks.
4 versus 2. Now it can actually, it's still possible if they pull it off perfectly, but yeah, Jane in a 1v4 right now, it's not gonna be easy at all. He gets one, he turns around, tries to get another one, but guess what? Not gonna be happening. It's gonna be Lethal stealing around. Stealing around, and phew, maybe that's gonna be the start of the comeback, and maybe that's all they need to take this icebox home.
It's not even a steal, I would say. It's just, it felt like Valor were just too overconfident in that round. Just thinking that the Spectres would be better. You saw, right? Strokey, he had a chance to back off, but he thought that let him try to hold it off. He thought that his crossfire with his teammate would have worked, but two players fell. I mean, the push was just brilliant, and I think Strokey, he took a couple of those risky shots and just did the damage, but never converted them. And we know, right, damage never counts. And Sensei with his operator starts the round off for his team. Rafa will be ready for this. He heard all the sound and the commotion that Strokey was causing at mid. Gets a chance to take down the Jane. Can he find one with his Sheriff? It looks really good, but the other person, the Viper, sneaked around the yellow box and he gets one. Rafa should be able to find a player who's at
One
blue.
enemy remaining.
Bullet is good for one, but that's all. That one's done.
Hey, it's nothing. I mean, to be honest, I expected nothing less coming out from Lethal in this particular round. Nothing more from the side of Valor here in this particular one, at least, because it was an eco. And now it's going to be a 4-buy. And here's the only chance that Valor has.
This is
Lethal
Valor
get this one.
giving the advantage edge.
True. And also if Lethal get this one, that's double digits, Sam. And that's not going to be, something that Valor wants, especially when they're sitting on 6.
Look at Marzel with 6k creds still playing with the Spectre. He's not even like looking forward to throwing that Spectre away. The recon is going to be brilliant from Marzel. But I think they've been able to make their way. position is known with Fox's recon. Jen, that's going to be a fast, immediate plan coming through, but the Lucia push is coming through. Spike gets planted, but that's all is what they're going to be getting. They need to find the frag. It's going to be difficult, a 5v4 situation. Strokey holding this backstab, but Rafa, he finds huge 2 kills. Fox and Storm on the side are down. Now it's all up to Strokey as well as his teammate. How much can they hold this off? Do they have the lineups? Bullet finds one. No, make it 2. He's looking for the third, but gets spotted. Now it's all up to Strokey and he's too far off and he's being held off from Marzel. Another round is going to be lost now.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just can he find it? No, sir, he can't. That would have been insane if you actually would have. But here's the thing: every time Valor, sometime they can get the spike planted, and a 5v5 somehow gets turned into a 2v4 or a 2v5. They need to work on their post plants, and look at that plant.
There was no
It was a
cover.
quick plant coming in.
I mean, the plant
There was no
good.
cover,
There was
exactly.
no cover for it. I mean, we saw there was, I would say, a Storm right close to him. Not too sure where he went. He pushed up towards rope, looking forward to Lucia, but that new patch, right? Previously, it was kind of window at the middle, but right now the window is not towards middle, right? So it's a little bit, the opening at that nest is a little bit awkward right now. The operator shot misses, but Android is over there. So that's the confusion. That's the switch up over there that they wanted, and they find Jay, and the Blade Storm immediately deactivated.
One more player down, and Lethal on the verge of actually walking away, stealing the map here from the hands of Valor. Don't forget, this is the map pick of Valor, and Lethal, they got destroyed on their own map pick of Split.
They
And
forced
Valor,
buys in this round.
and if they lose this, which means we're looking at a potential 12th round on the board for the side of Lethal.
The sneak, look at this. Strokey, he's so close at 410. I mean, it's all about the timing right now. The recon should be pushing back Android. Oh no, outburst kind of covers it up, and Rafa finds Strokey.
One enemy
Position is
remaining.
so good for Android, along with Sensei. It's flawless. That hold of Android and Sensei could not. I mean, there was no chance that not even once they kind of pushed them back, right? Only from pipes is the only movement that they saw that they went back. But after that, 410 and Nest was being held towards the plant, towards the site. So I think that should have been a pushback that Valor should have found. But Valor, okay, Jen, the top fragger, feeling really confident with 15 kills, 18 on Sensei, but picks up the operator. So let's see whose operator is going to be better here to counter.
Gotta be careful though. You gotta be really careful because there's a crucial round coming in for the side of Valor right now. And Lethal, 3 players have the ultimates on, and that's the Blade Storm, Resurrection, and Showstopper. They can make you worry. It's gonna be Strokey opening things up on Illusion. Now the controller's gone. Lethal, since they're on the defensive half, they can still make it work. Not a lot of disadvantage there coming in. But look at Sensei's position. He's pushed up all towards this mid area, and Strokey, gotta be careful. If he walks in, that's a free B.
Bullet right now, he knows where Andrew is. The patient does the damage and beats him down. Storm goes down, but not before getting the spike down. The resurrection is covered a little bit. And look at that ultimate being used. That gives them a 3v3 situation. It can be done to a 4v3 because of the resurrection, and Rafa brings it on. And Sensei is still good. But look at this. Can they make this work? Yes, the post plan is going to be very difficult, but they have the Hunter's Fury. They do have also the 2-4s. The wall comes up, but as we said, there should be the Hunter's Fury trying to deny things. But look at this play with the Blade Storm. All gets missed. Jane is going to be good with the operator. Gets one shot with the push coming in from Strokey. Gets a 3. The defuse is being stuck. He needs to push up, but the defuse comes through. They clutch it. Push it to match point. That's gotta hurt.
Match point.
Nerves of steel. And
Lethal is
Marzel with a
happy.
smile there.
Exactly.
Who wouldn't be, Sam? They gotta be happy. Who wouldn't be happy here? Absolutely brilliant play coming in from them. They somehow turned it around and made that clutch happen. Rafa with the resurrection wall saved up. Counter walls it. There's the defuse. 6 rounds back to back. Valor. They have the potential. But can they do it?
You want to play? Let's play.
It's getting so difficult. Match point here. Strokey, yes, finds the opening with his 2-4s. But the Viper Spit is still available. It's not used. So they're thinking of saving it for the retake, I presume. But Sensei's push with that operator. The hold is there. Strokey. He was also ready with his own 2-4 operator. But look at this. Inside, and the bait was brilliant. This should be a round that should make a comeback. But get this mistake. What was that?
Spike
Jen, what was that
planted.
updraft? Rafa somehow trades it, but still, those kind of mistakes can be the round winners. And look at this again, another mistake being made. Finally, Strokey showing up huge with a 3K for his team, and Hawks getting out Sensei. A breather here. 5 more rounds. I mean, it's all hopes on overtime now.
Only way to go. Only way to go for the side of Valor. If they don't want to take us to a fracture. But the side of Lethal, they definitely want to take this one to fracture. And a fracture can be anyone's game, but we'll talk about that later on. But right now, 5 more rounds, and Sensei once again picking up that operator. We have no operators on the side of Valor, and I think Bullet should just drop him an operator on the Strokey, because he's having a good time with the ultimate on Chamber, and Sensei gets Strokey.
He's looking good with that operator. I agree with you. I think Strokey's op could have done a lot here, but Rafa, the positioning, he could have spotted a player, but the tube push, I think Rafa's reading it that somebody should be orange. He saw the crossover. Mazel is coming into the peak. Who's better? It's going to be Mazel, but the resurrection on Strokey is going to be there, and Storm finds Sensei. Now that's kind of B-side coming close to open, but still Rafa is behind the yellow. They need to clear Rafa. Nobody's cleared Rafa. Rafa is running rings around yellow box right now with the slow up. I think that should give away his position. Thinking of backing off, and look at that Jane's position. He's at kitchen. He was already at attacker's spawn, and from there he's rotated towards kitchen, and that should be easy for him to find one. He's looking forward to another one. He's looking forward to fight with Mazel. But Mazel through the wall back. That's a lot. Now Jane, good decision backing off. Ooh.
Oh, but he doesn't know that Mazel. Oh, the timing. That timing was absolutely brilliant. Coming in and Lethal now. 2-man versus 4 on the side of Valor, but 2 players are really, really low. And says I don't think he has the heal coming up anytime soon. And Jayan is giving away the information that one is Snow Man for sure. We don't know where the last one is. And guess what? It's behind you.
Lucius spots.
Marcy gets one.
Jane.
A 3v2. Marcy gets a triple. Can he get the ace? He definitely can, but let's see what happens right now, because both the Sofa and Chamber all low on either side.
I mean, there are 2 shot darts here on the defender's side. Mazel can play it to perfection, tags a player over there, and immediately starts backing off. But Strokey's position is still unknown. Ooh, this toxic screen. It can be the game changer, but push at Elo, and it could have been an ace, but does not matter. That's the round. That's the close here for Lethal, and they are going to be pushing it to fracture. What a play being done. I mean, yes, the smokes look at from Lethal, it's better this time. They were looking good even in split as well. They knew that they could have made a comeback, but now Mazel, he says, good job done, guys, good job done. Now it's all fracture, and we know in fracture that from a 2-10 split, we did bring it to a 13-8. That tells us that we kind of can close it, but this time it's not Revenant. But still, we have not seen Valor also on fracture, right? So you're going to be waiting for Valor's fracture. But before that, what a map of Icebox here, Edge. Unbelievable was the show.
It definitely was. I mean, Lethal started off really, really strong, but then, I mean, Team Valor, they put up a fight as well, and we thought maybe a comeback is on the cards, but it all started off with Sensei's beautiful Sheriff kills there, and this Bullet, I don't know how. I actually don't know how he kind of missed those shots. That should have been his kill, and maybe, you know, not be a flawless at the start, and then the bonus also going in the favor of Lethal. Unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. So that gives them 4 rounds back to back, which gave Valor, you know, they cushioned themselves in the head. That's what happened. That gave them the leverage for the side. That gave the leverage for the side of Lethal. Work with the confidence that they did. And it was really good half coming out from them, to be honest, at the start.
Yeah.
Valor did make it work though. 4-4, I believe, was the scoreline after that. But once again, Lethal, man. With the way that you said, is it even a fight? This was the moment you said it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, we got more than we asked for.
I think that was the turning point. Kind of heard us, and they're like, wait and watch. But still,
Yeah,
the
they pulled
first
off
half,
thirsty.
yeah,
Thirsty.
they were thirsty for the point, so you're kind of right. But on the other hand, Edge, the first half, as you said, 7-5 is a good scoreline to close on both the ends. The pistol round is where I would say things changed. They brought it to a 6-7. The anti-eco round is where they felt too confident. If they wouldn't have done the mistake in that anti-eco round, things could have changed. But yeah, Android, that was a big switch up, and his Roomba over there played like a mad dog, right? It was back-to-back pinging the position of where the Viper was. And at 410, that's an obvious position when you see a mountain over there. But this round, JN gets 2k when he never deserved it. And I mean, his own teammates, Snakebite did take him down, but it does not matter because they did still get the round. Bullet playing really, really well. But this is where they got a little bit too over-aggressive and too overconfident as well. And they lost the round. That shouldn't have been the case.
Yeah, I think you mean the next one after this.
No,
Or
this
was it
one
this
itself.
one. Oh, this one as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one more round where the wall comes into play from Rafa, and he should have shouldn't have been allowed. But even these are all like, I mean, you see these rounds and you feel like maybe Valor should win these, right? On a good day, they are going to be winning these for sure. But then Team Lethal Esports, they were actually really good with the retakes this time around, and even the post plan once again. They did okay. This was what I was talking about. Shouldn't have happened. That brought the match point up for Lethal as well, which means that Valor couldn't afford to lose any more rounds, and there was no margin of error, and they did make some mistakes here and there. Marzel getting himself a quad at the end and making it work.
Yeah, I mean, even in that last round that we saw, right? Jen should have just stayed. His position was already known, and he was just circling around kitchen itself. Lucia also pinged his position, letting Marzel know that Jen is coming your way again. He's looking forward to your pick. And I think that's where they did not read it right. So it was one of those reasons, and it was a 3v2 battle. If Marcel's pick was taken, or even if Lucia's pick was taken, things could have turned around. All Jane had to do was just wait until they pushed up. Maybe he could have aggressed kitchen, and from there he could have taken a pick. But nonetheless, a great try coming through. 13-7 is going to be the scoreline that we are going to be seeing. One less. Sorry, it's going to be the same scoreline that we saw where Valor won on split, and here it's going to be Lethal. But as we kind of predicted, there could have been a trend that 2 times we saw that I would say winning for Lethal, and then they lost the 3rd time. Here it is going to be 3 consecutive losses back to back for Valor. I mean, it was not thought of, but it happened. I mean, I think it's just that the counter was better. The double duel is set up, going aggressive always worked for Lethal, and they were happy about it. And the trades were also on point, so multiple rounds that they got a chance. And this is just lining up. This is just easy.
It definitely is. Now, I'm really excited for Fracture, because the map pick of Lethal and the one that they're actually really dominant on, Split, went into the favor of Valor in a really dominant fashion. But here, map pick of Valor, Icebox, went into the favor of Lethal. Not as dominant as they would have liked, but still a great show coming in. And once again, the MVP is JN for the side of Valor, although they did lose. And look at the kill difference. There's 1 kill difference between him and Sensei. So JN is having a good day, which is going to be scary if you're a fan of Lethal. But for the side of Lethal, good thing is that Sensei is popping off, Marzel's popping off, BT Android is having a great day, Lucia with 2.3k DA, and Rafa, as usual, sneaky beaky. Doesn't really matter if it's a 1v1, 1v3, he'll still be confident.
Yep, I agree with you. This game, yes, Sensei was brilliant, but it was these 3 players, Marzel, Android, and Lucia. They were just spectacular. They were kind of pulling off insane rounds. But on the other hand, as you said, Jayan was good, and as we were expecting his gameplay to be perfect, he's delivering in that terms. But as we did speculate, right, not switching up things and keeping a single initiator set up, then Hoax had to go in that Sova. It felt like that Sova was not that effective, and you can see on the scorecard as well, his ACS is just going to be 144, and he's at not a positive KD. So that kind of gives you the hint, and that's the reason. I'm not telling Hoax is not a good initiator. He's a good initiator except Sova. He is not a bad Sova as well. He was good. He did his job. But it was not exceptional and impactful as Marzel.
It definitely wasn't. But I think, maybe someone else should have played Hoax. Maybe Storm could have played Hoax, played Sova. Maybe Storm would have played Sova, and Hoax would have shifted his role to a Sentinel. But it all depends on how the teammates are, right? I mean, maybe just a bad game for Hoax. Maybe this time he couldn't put up a fight, because you could see that his positioning was not that great, and he was always getting countered by multiple players.
When he was trying to do something.
Grenade. Exactly. Having that grenade on the raise is beneficial, because once that drone is out, you can just use that grenade to kind of delay, deal damage on the Sova and stop the drone, or maybe the Boombot to stop it. And also Satchel and Showstopper is great. That is why I said having a raise on the map of Icebox is beneficial. And this time Lethal with duelist, they made it work phenomenally.
Ooh. I mean, I don't know what to kind of think of. To be frank, it felt like this should have been a 2-0 on the end of Valor, the way they played on the first map, right? The confidence was going in their end. They knew how to take back rounds, but Icebox, it's always kind of an iffy thing for them. They were never able to kind of find their footing. There were always holes in all their stat books. So I think that's what played here as well. Lethal were able to get those holes and they were able to make sure that they connect bullets through them. Lethal again, now that we are heading over to Fracture, it can be anybody's game edge, but still as unclear of how Fracture even formed with that break, right in between, kind of switching things up, and the way the map is formed, the game can go anywhere.
Look at the scoreline.
Exactly, that's what I said.
13-7.
Same thing being
And
done
now
from Lethal.
And and now Fracture this being a decider and Lethal being on the
Can
defensive.
it again be a 13-7? Like hat
But
trick
in
in
whose favor?
13-7, but in whose
But in
favor?
whose favor?
No idea.
Ooh, that is gonna be interesting to see. And also Fracture. Okay, we didn't see Valor on the map,
Mhm.
but we did see Lethal.
But they've
And
not found
yesterday,
success.
exactly, yesterday they were destroyed the first half. But here's the good thing: later on in the game, in that particular map up, they kind of found that groove. In the second half, they did get 6 rounds to
Yes.
themselves, while Revenant could only manage 3. So that momentum was there throughout the end of the game. Yeah, I know it was too little too late, but they got that momentum going. If they keep on going, if they keep on riding that momentum, Lethal might have a good game. But since Valor haven't played Fracture much, that surprise element might just catch Lethal off guard.
I mean, there was a surprise element here as well. The switch up coming through in a couple of agents here and there. But yes, in terms of the agents that we think about, they were same. There was not a lot of changes in what we thought about in terms of which other agents can come through. But again, the surprise a little bit on the double DLS setup coming on Android. We didn't even think about questioning it, but then Android, he showcased it. He proved why that pick was there on the race and he was very effective. But right now, again, another double duelist setup can come through. But here's where the Sova has given up. Right, most of the teams love playing Breach here because he's so damn effective. Because as we said, right, there are 4 entry points. The only way to stop them is either that you need to have a chamber who has trademarks, but still you can only hold off 2 different angles. He has 2 trademarks. The other 2 angles, somebody needs to watch it. So you might invest another sentinel there, maybe a Sage coming through, or maybe a Cypher as well. But again, when you pick up sentinels, you're kind of letting go of the aggression force that you can bring in. It's all about either information or slow down game. So I think thinking about it, Breach comes into play, who can both try and I would say deliver in terms of impact to try and slow down people even if they're going in for fast rotations, or give your teammates an opening to take either A control, dish control, B main, or even arcade control. But it all depends on proper strategic execution. On Fracture, you cannot just go for a gamble. You have to have set plays ready. If you go for a gamble, maybe one round, but the immediate round can be taken away from another opponent.
Strats, man. Strats is going to be coming into play. A lot of team
The
coordination is
Fracture
going to
stat
come
book
into
is
play.
going to be this thick, or even like the entire our whole camera. That's how big the stat book can be for Fracture.
A lot of strats can be made, and a lot of combos as well can be wombo combos coming in. We saw a lot of players picking up that breach, so Fox has to be picking up that breach for sure.
Yes.
For sure, he will be going on for that. But once again, Lethal, if they do you think duelist again?
It feels like it, but as I said, right, Android, except for Split, we have not seen him play that duelist, and on the other maps, he generally goes in for the chamber pick, the pseudo duelist role. But after showing the performance and the ability that he has on that race, I feel like he can do it. He should pull off that double duelist setup because Sensei is also able to cope up with it. He is kind of feeling really confident about it, and that's the best part, right? Having a double duelist setup, not only that one duelist creates space, another duelist is there to back him up, and I think that deadly duo is working out for their end.
That is something that the team has somehow figured it out, and now I mean Android was one of the reasons why they could actually close Icebox in their favor, right?
Yes.
So I think it all depends on the team and everything, because the agent competition is something that we are all looking forward to, and it is something the team team decide, the teammates decide, and the IGL obviously has a word on it as well. But here's the thing: it's coming down to if they're going to be for the double initiator or the double sentinel on the
Mhm.
side of Valor, because it's definitely not going to be a double duelist from them. But I
Yes.
mean, Breach and Sky is good. KO and Breach is also good. I don't think Sova is necessary on the map of Fracture. Yes, can
Mhm.
be played, but I would say Breach, KO, Breach, Sky are much better. But even a
Yes.
KO and Sky is also good. So that is one thing. But also, if you talk about the dual sentinel, right? Sage, I mean, you don't need it, but if you go for a Cypher or Cypher KJ and Chamber KJ, right? That is just phenomenal, because that gives you one Sentinel the global presence while having KJ on one side of the map. Gives you that extra. That third is just an extra player, right? Deals
Mhm.
a lot of damage, and the swarm grenade can delay the plants coming in. So this is just another choice of agent select that they can go in with. But I still think they are going to be going in for that dual initiator, because of the fact that that second initiator can fulfill the role as a second duelist.
That's one of the reasons. Now, as you were kind of breaking it down, you kind of gave us the hint, right? Why we kind of let go of Sova. This map, it's not more about information, but about impacts, because it's so open that you kind of feel that if you don't have impact on all over the map, you kind of lose it out, right? If you have information, yes, it kind of gives you the idea about where you can execute, or where you understand, okay, defenders are here, you can immediately rotate, or maybe you understand the attack is in this direction. But if you don't have utilities to slow that attack down, then it's going to be difficult, because you can get cornered. The way defenders can kind of corner people, you can get cornered from the attack if there's an execution from A main, ropes, as well as dish coming through. That's a three-way attack coming through, and if they're successful in pushing you back, then even with information, what are you going to do? That's what it's all about in this fracture map. And I think very soon we are going to be heading over to the agent selection screen, and this will be broken down. But Edge, looking at these two maps, I want to ask you, where do you think you're leaning towards? Is it going to be lethal, or is it going to be other way around where Valor can walk away with this victory?
Okay, that is um, a bit scary to answer, but I still think Valor might have a slight edge over Lethal, just because of the fact that Lethal actually lost yesterday, and Valor JN is popping off as well. I mean, you can see down in this head to head as well, JN and Sensei once again, that both the duel is both the Jet players. Average combat score of 208 on JN, 242 on Sensei. Once again, we talked about this. This clearly tells us that Sensei is much more aggressive and is not afraid to go in.
Let's see what Sensei and Jane are going to be doing here. It's going to be such a heated battle, Edge. I'm excited for it. Jet v Jet. We did see it previously. Both of them had their opportunities to shine, and both of them rose up to it. But right now, how are they going to be standing tall? And Jen, as you see, right, this comparison, this stats, this is not about today's match or the previous two maps. It's about the stats that were there in the previous matches that was held in the previous days. So Jen, with that stats, it kind of feels like he's not been doing a lot, but still here, Edge, this should give you the perspective that this is the performance when he was not feeling good. Just imagine how much it would have boosted his performance right now that he's popping off. And alongside him, it's also going to be Storm. I mean, he's not created the hurricane that we have seen in the previous matches that he did with different opponents, but I think it's about to start off. And we see, right, it's always on the third map that Valor kind of go bonkers.
And also this one, right? Lucia. We kind of, he kind of started off sitting on 0 kills for a while on the map of Split.
Hmm.
There was one round where he got himself a triple, the same round that Jen got himself a 1v3 clutch. But
Yeah.
that was a start for him, right? He needed to start somewhere, and that was where he actually started popping off. And after that, yeah, we all know what he did. It was just beautiful to watch him play, not just, and also he's a controller.
Hmm.
Don't forget that. He played
Exactly.
Omen on Split. He played Viper on the map of Icebox. Absolutely beautiful performance coming in from him. Not a lot of kills, but one thing for sure, that's impact that he creates on every single map that he plays on. Well,
Hmm.
Storm, yes, a lot. I mean, look at the first bloods when compared to Lucia. A lot, 28. He has more first bloods than Jan. Now, that is something to talk about. That tells you something. But after all, I mean, everyone thinks that just because you're a Jet doesn't mean, I mean, you have to entry, go in, get these
Yes.
1v5s and everything. But that's not how it works, guys. Anyone can go for the entry. I mean, as a Jet, you expect, you are expected to make space. But if Valor can make it work, they're making it work.
Exactly, I agree with that point. It's not always about that one specific duelist. It is why his, I would say, responsibility is much more compared to any other agent, is because they set that jet up. But certain times it does happen that somebody needs to pick up that bag and then make sure that team is back in balance, because as we say, right, there are a couple of bad days, but right now, if there is going to be a bad day, as yesterday there was a second chance, but as of now it's just one team walking away edge to the phase 2. A couple of you might be wondering, as we promised you guys, we are going to be seeing phase 2 too from today. This was just a too intense match out to miss out offline, and we wanted to bring it on stream. So after this is what you're going to be seeing from tomorrow. That is going to be best of 3 matches on the round of robin format, where we'll be getting the contenders for Global Esports, who will be fighting against each other to become the contender finalists, right? And then we are going to be seeing them heading over to the grand finals, where they're going to be meeting those kings with their crowns, trying to snatch their throne away. It's not going to be easy, but you can see if the performance, right, is now, if this is so close and so crazy. I mean, 13-7 might be the score that you kind of feel, okay, it feels maybe it kind of was a dominating game, but there were fights put up from both the sides. There were a couple of rounds which kind of blew our mind, even in split where Lethal did it, and even here on Icebox where Valor did it, even though they lost the match. So Fracture, it is again, we are going to be coming in with a clean slate for both these teams, because is this right now the best of one to decide who's going to be getting the third seed.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be a BO1. We changed it to BO3, but guess what? Now it's all down to BO1 again.
Yeah,
We're back where we started, and let's see who's going to be
ground
coming out on
zero.
top. One more match, one more map, and one of these two teams will be heading home, and one of these two teams will be making their way into the playoffs. Yes, the third seed, but still, just making it to the playoffs is important, because after all, it's
Yes.
still a round robin method. So it doesn't really matter if you're in first, second, or third, or for even fourth position, because you're going to be playing everyone, right? You're going to be playing everyone. You gotta make sure that you're bringing your A game every single time. And as you said, both these teams, they've been phenomenal. I mean, these two maps. But moving on to Fraction, and now you really can't tell who's on top, because both these games
Yes.
were 13-7 on opponent's map pick. It wasn't their own map pick; it was opponent's map pick. So it's really good. So now it's decided. And Lita, we already saw them play Fracture. We haven't seen Valor. Let's see what kind of a game plan that they have planned up for us,
Mm-hmm.
because that element of surprise can be too much for a Lethal. But or at the same time, Lethal, since they've already played Fracture, the experience might come into play, which might be enough to take Valor down.
I agree with you. I mean, the experience certain times works a little bit that better against one of your opponents, but here's, as you said, there can be something sneaky pulled off. But I'm going to be loving this to end the day on Fracture to get our third seed. This is one of the maps that we have not seen played a lot, even in terms of the meta to be formed. What is the best agent selection coming through? There can be so much that you can come up with, as we are seeing double duelist, where there can be a neon pick as well coming in from Android that can change things up. Even a neon pick on Valor as well. Who's that, I would say, neon pick coming through? There can be these questions coming through. Strokey can pick it up. He did go in for the pseudo duelist. He did play good, but again, when you switch so much in the teams, I would say meta and as well as the play style, you kind of tend to change that comfort spot that the team has, and certain times push them to go in for that uncomfortable fights that they have to take. So I think that's one thing that teams need to look forward to, that if there is a situation that they feel like, okay, this is not right in our hands, we need to find a different way to approach this. They need to take that second, irrespective whether the spike is planted or the attackers are brute forcing their way in. They have to find that gap. I understand certain times you kind of get cornered, but it's always about not only creating space to enter the side, but also creating space for yourself to retake the round.
Necessary. I mean, our executions are important. Having some strats prepared. A lot of these things are depending on the IGL, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these depending on the practice timings and how many hours you're putting into the game. Because
Yes.
it doesn't matter how good you are, no practice. Well, I mean, you're not going to be doing anything good, because hard work, it's going to keep beating talent any day.
Mm-hmm.
If talent doesn't work hard, right? That is a stupid quote I saw somewhere online, but yeah. So moving on, Sam. I mean, I told you who I think is going to be coming out on top, but
Yeah.
what do you think? Before we head on to the agent select, what do you think? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
I feel like this is going to be a close cut match, but after Lethal getting the victory and taking a loss here on Fracture, they should be kind of making a comeback. So let's balance it, right? Like how everything should be. I'm going to be taking lethal side, you take Valor's side, and with that agent selection in front of a screen, still sticking to the double duelist, and Marzel coming in with that chamber again. This time it's not him on that, I would say, breach. That is the switch up that we have seen. Rafa is going to be playing the breach and Lucia with that Brimstone controller. I really like Brimstone coming into the game, and here's where Bullet. Okay, that's a switch up that I did not think about. That Bullet kind of would, I thought, maybe go back into an initiator role. I mean, Mox was already there, yes, but Bullet playing in that I would say Brimstone. This is going to be an interesting match to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Bullet went ahead and picked up that Viper last round, so I think they're still feeling confident on him. While Strokey, he was having a good time on the Sentinel, so I don't think he was going to be changed either way, right? But Fracture, once again, is a really good map for defense and attacking as well. This is pretty even as well. There is no mid once again. There's no mid. It's A and B. It's similar to Bind. But on the map of Bind, we have the teleporters. Here, you have the zipline. So that's it. But you got to be careful because you have 4 openings, 4 ultimate ops. So expect a lot of ultimates here, Sam. Expect a lot of ultimates, and especially from the breaches, because Rolling Thunder are going to be your go-to ultimates, along with, but now since they have Brim, I think even the Orbital Strike is going to be good. So for one final time here, maybe the final time for one of these teams, here we are going to be taking a look at the player cams. Android looks ready. JN once again looks sharp and ready. Marzel, let's see if he can have that smile throughout the game or if it's going to turn into a frown. But here we have the final game. One last game for these two teams to decide who's going to be making their way into playoffs. And yep, all this hype, but we are going into a technical pause, looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to start things and get into the matchup and hold things off here, and it gives us a chance to talk about the other things that can happen. I mean, you can see the split here coming on Fracture. There was some kind of a crack, right? Now this is going to be the performance also that we are going to be seeing on both the teams. It's going to be completely cracked. Not too sure on whose favor though. So it's going to be a wait and watch scenario here. But in the meantime, in the wait and watch, for all these, I would say in case of any technical difficulties, do get these speedy WD Black SSDs. You do not want to miss out on the opportunity of those quick load times, because if you miss your opportunity and kind of get into a technical issue like this, I mean, your team has to kind of, even if their streak of getting rounds get missed out. But right now the barrier is being dropped, the round gets started. There's going to be a fault line as well as a flash to try and deny things, and A-main seemed like they could have tried and denied, but still A-main control is something that the team has got. They've pushed right now Sensei to get that control. But Dish, look at the presence at Dish. It can be a very fast push coming through.
Wait a second. Okay.
What's
They already
going
pushed
on?
up towards that. Like, no action, no bullets being shot at all. And now finally a couple of bullets here and there, but not dealing a lot of damage. Marcel is the one dealing a bit of damage and takes a bit of damage, takes a lot of damage. Bullet with a beautiful shot, but guess what? That's a fake.
Yeah.
That's a fake. And they bought it. Lethal Esports. They did not see this one coming in. Team Valor, you gotta jump in, man. It's open. Come on, JN with the smoke and dash. And now where's the heal coming in? They need to heal breach. And now Spike will be planted. A 5 versus 4 retake situation.
Let's see if they'll be able to make it work. Hawks, he's
planted.
holding off this rotation. He's holding it off, but it's not a B rotation. It's not a B main push. It's actually A main push that's inside, made and pushed towards B. But nonetheless, it does not matter. He gets walled off, and Storm, look at this opportunity he was looking at. But Android, he is better here. He gets the tag and immediately delivers on top of it. Strokey is holding the side. It's a 3v3 situation. If the boombot spots and gives the information, he might just throw his paint shell over there. But the paint shell is thrown towards.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, they get the side under control all of a sudden. Now it's all up to the last surviving player, Jen. And things just did not work out. They did try to buy time, but it was not enough.
Oh, just maybe 2 more seconds. Yep, that's gonna be the difference. 2 more seconds. Maybe if the molly was delayed just a bit, they would have gotten the run. But that was a beautiful execution coming in from Valor. But even better, retake coming in from the side of Lethal Esports. It was what, 4 versus 5, and then Sensei getting this one. That is too good. I think Storm was a bit too overconfident. I think he overextended there a bit. But But yeah, nevertheless, he wanted to have that man advantage, but
Yeah.
it kind of backfired, and it happens.
Oh, the force here. Look at this. Valor, because of the spike that they got, they kind of have the economy to buy up, and that's what they're
Here.
doing. One stinger, everybody else on the Spectre and the half shield. They're pushing up, but in the meantime, A lobby control. Look at how aggressive. 3 people have already pushed up. To Marshall, it finds the connection, does the damage, but just because of the half shield that there was, it does not let that player go, and he's going to be surviving. Mazel with his teleport, he's going to be getting back to his defenders, but look at the backstab coming through. Oaks was trying to use his utilities, and he gets taken down, and that's going to be a Spectre
Spike
upgrade if
planted.
they want, but they also have weapon. Storm finds one, but Jan through the smoke gets Android down, and now that's a 3v3 situation brought under control, but Mazel and Lucia come up huge. They take 2 players down, but Jan is still popping off. His position is on a tower. He's just surviving with 7. That's going to be difficult for him. Oh, another smoke deployed.
If Strokey can actually make it work,
Enemy
but
remaining.
Jin, he doesn't
What?
need Strokey. He doesn't need Strokey. Jin with that low HP makes it work, and Team Valor steal that round. Absolutely. I mean, this is why we wanted the audience to experience this match.
Exactly.
This is why, because this is. I mean, yesterday we were talking about the other matchup. We were like, that's the best match so far. Well, I think this might just stole the show.
Not even a single bullet being connected from Lucia. I mean, how did that even happen over there? 7 HP and not even a single bullet. Where he had a Spectre. He's going to be beating himself up.
Yeah, that's a bit of a ouch moment there, but no. But look at BT. He sold the fake. Don't you dare go for that. Oh, wait, how? He didn't him, didn't he?
I mean, he didn't give up. I think Jayan, he had his trigger under control. He was ready for the fight. And he cleared that corner brilliantly. That was a good read. I think he did receive at least 1, I would say, bullet damage from that shorty. Not too sure exactly what happened, but nonetheless, they've gotten 1 under control. Mazel, he has his rendezvous to go in for a fight. He does get a shot connected on bullet, but unfortunately, it was not a ding. Otherwise, he could have done a lot more.
Smoke's down.
Gotta be careful though now. I mean, it's still doable if you ask me.
What?
Marzel, what are you missing? No, Marzel! Ouch, that hurts. That hurts just to watch. That should have been 1 more, and then, you know, Valor would have been on the back foot because it would have been a 4-4 situation, but it's going to be Spike planted right now in a 3 versus 5 situation. Rafa gave away a lot of noise. Strokey should be able to get this one. That's a nice flash. Oh my god.
Nothing working right as of
Oh my
now.
god.
Who's inside? That was a crazy shot coming in from that master. But how far can he get out? Folks, Reeds pushes up kitchen and gets that player out. It's all up to Lucia right now. And Lucia is looking at the wrong direction. Picks up the Marshall, but the timer, I think it's a little bit too late right now. Everybody will be looking for the backing off, but they want to get this pick off on this man. And Hoax will be the one putting him in the coffin and sending him back to the next round. 2-1 is the score. Valor immediately change things up after their force. But immediately now is going to be where Lethal can answer back. It's their own full buy, but the operator, this is what I was looking forward to. Sensei, he picks it up immediately.
Operator. Now let's see how well can he put that to use. But 4, you can see that there's only 3 rifles and a Spectre. So, okay, never mind. Just I say that we're gonna be seeing a Rafa on the light shields though. Gotta be careful. The Team Valor, they pull this one off. Oh, big push, big dash coming in. He opens that up as well. Jan is looking in the wrong direction. Bandroid is not looking at that.
What?
What?
Is anybody even seeing this of what Jane is able to do and walk away with? And Android, what was that positioning?
He should have been. I don't know why he didn't check that corner.
I mean, this is not the opening that they wanted to lose, but look at this double hold towards ropes. The flash can kind of give them the idea while they're jumping around, but does not matter. They have a weapon recovered, and it feels like Strokey, the composure on him along with his rendezvous, it feels like he does not want to push up anywhere. he's just going to be trying and holding it off. Right now, the utility is being sent across to clear the side, so it should be a clean side that they should be able to gain control of, and the wall preventing anybody to push up. But Rafa times it, he gets one, but Jen immediately traded. So they have lost the initiator. Anything that they could do in terms of impact to get the round back has been lost. But Sensei's push, the backstab, that's going to be very crucial. And look at the position Stokey is looking at. He was not looking at the right direction again. A mistake being made. The blade storm being denied from Folks. That is huge, and it's all the last player in the 4K for JN. Until this man is there and popping off, you're not going to be gaining the round.
And I love his reactions, man. Nothing.
What reactions?
Exactly, nothing. He's like, yeah, it's just a casual thing. I mean, I keep doing this, guys. It's just common. I mean, we did see him smile on the other map once.
After winning it.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. It doesn't break a sweat. But the first kill was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how he was allowed. How was he even allowed to get that one onto PT Android? And after he sees this stream, or he watches the VOD, he's not going to be happy.
I mean, if you're losing rounds like this, especially when you kind of found the opening, nobody's going to be happy. And look at this, they read this is an eco round. They should be pushing up. They're holding a brilliant crossfire here. They should be easily finding one. The push comes through and Bullet misses all his shots and immediately backing off. But look at that. Oh my god, Strokey was so close. He might lose his life here. The reactions. What? How? I mean,
he should have read one, he got two.
Exactly. He whiffed on both. The first one he
Both
whiffed
of them
majority.
Oh my lord, and just like that, Team Valor might get themselves a fourth on the board. It's going to be the Spike Planet as well, but the heal is coming into play now.
Look at this wall.
Brilliant.
Wait.
Brilliant gameplay, man. BT Android's position has been given away. And a Concuss and Aftershock, but you know, you don't need any of that because Zayn will tap his head away.
Concuss, Aftershock, slow off. What should he do there? Should he try or should he just I mean give up hope? He's like, I'm done, guys. Somebody take me down. That's gotta hurt. But again, 3-round lead is what we are going to be seeing here. Sensei pulling up the operator again. The operator is still not found a lot. Yes, he might be able to find a couple of frags here and there, but it's not sufficient, guys. We've talked about that. And I think right now 2D4 is coming online from Mazel. Let's see how much he can create space for his team. But Valor have 5 to counter that. A pod lane comes through, push back Mazel. But look at this operator from Sensei. This can be huge. The flash. Oh, kind of misses. And Sensei. Oh, he gets the wrong notion that he gets flashed. So immediately turns around. But Rafa, wait. From where? The push of Rafa through tunnel. The fast push coming in from him. He gets 2 players down just because of the resurrection. They bring that number advantage. They get that player and get it to a 4v3. Otherwise, it should have been a 3v3. Ooh, Rafa, that was super sneaky and fast.
That was indeed. And now look at the ultimates available. Oh, everything's there, basically. I mean, Resurrection was there as well. Just used. But gotta be careful because Lethal, they have that Tour de Force active. And Sensei still has that operator on towards B. Both the snipers on towards B. So A can be the way to go, but right now looks like Team Valor, they're dedicated. Oh, bad rolling thunder. Bad rolling thunder. And the showstopper as well. And not going to be taking any damage. But Sensei, he misses the shot on the bullet there. It's going to be Android taking out one. Mars is still alive. He gets one bullet with the operator. He gets himself a triple, but it's going to be Android. How is this happening?
I mean,
he didn't get the op. Oh no! You can see the face.
Yeah.
The reaction. Oh no.
But still, the economy is kind of okay. Yeah, the economy is not that great. They're like making and forcing that Sensei should have the operator, because yes, it was very crucial and impactful in the previous round. And yes, as you said, the rolling thunder was a bad one. It only made contact with one player, that was Marzel, and Sensei bought the time for Marzel to recover. Now 2D4 is active on Stokey. And Android, look at him. Immediately, second thoughts coming and he's backed off. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Android would have picked up that fight. But right now, Marzel's position known. He rendezvous out, but he's given up the call to Android. And now if they time it perfectly, they can kind of corner this A main for them at least. Forget about Dish.
Still let you round leave for the side of Valor. You gotta make it work right now. You can actually steal this one as well. If they do, that's gonna be phenomenal.
The trademark is delaying towards Dish.
They're waiting, right?
Yeah.
And Mazda has a really good shot. Oh, he dinks him through the wall. That bullet ricocheted for sure, and he's going to be tracing it perfectly, but not going to be dealing any more damage. The heal comes into play as well. The wall will take him. Oh, one more. Android takes one before going down.
Spike
Jane gets
down
himself a
A.
double. The spike is not the problem right now because Bullet is still there, and he's going to be retrieving it. But Jane got himself a double. Where's the heal? Oh, Rafa with the ultimate. Oh, orbital strike as well. That's a beautiful combo, but
They don't find anything.
what? No damage dealt at all.
They don't find anything, and now they have two ultimates. They do have the Brimstone, and the Brimstone has already backed off. Storm trying to play inside. The concussion is going to be brilliant. Can the fight be found? No, Jane covers up, and Storm delivers immediately after that. Lucia, yes, he's good for one, but what's the use? He's trying to still push up, but the push comes together, and Hawks on that ropes push. He is going to be getting it, and that is going to be the 5th round for Valor. Ooh, how close are these matches going, Edge?
Really close, to be honest. A bit too close for me. And look at Jane's score, 12-3. I mean, I want comparison between him today and all of his matches combined. I think he did
I agree
much
with you
better
on
today
that.
than all of his matches combined in the previous in any of the in this particular tournament. Just
These
popping up, and
three
it's not like
maps.
him getting those exit frags or like those easy frags. He's entering the hell out of every map.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid. Those 1v3s, 1v2s with the operator, with Vandal, Phantom, doesn't matter what it is, he makes it work. And right now, Lethal, they're on Eco Sam.
Who's towards Dish? There's nobody. This time at least there's nobody towards Dish to whip those shots and give up the weapons. But right now it looks like Spike wants to make its way towards A, and there is going to be a zip line that's going to be taken to go for a kind of a backstab. Mazel finds one on J, and that was very crucial. That rendezvous, I guess, used was one of the reasons he was able to find that. Sensei finds one. He'll be able to pick up that weapon. What is happening? How are they losing the rounds? And Hawks needed that. He needs to take down Mazel and finally finds it. But Bullet's position. Oh no, he can come up huge. He gets two. The wait and watch was there. The trigger discipline works for him.
remaining.
And right now, immediately things turning down. And again, it's the last surviving player, Lucia. Hawks, he's just running around the side, but the spike being recovered, taking a run towards B. It's being red. But Storm, he
30
needs to
seconds
close it
left.
off. The smokes also come through, and look at this positioning from Storm. This is going to be huge. Where is Lucia? Ooh, he was trying to push up through kitchen,
In Canteen.
but he's going to be
And-
kind of denied.
I mean, if it's a 1v1, I think he would have gotten this. But since I really like Storm's position right now. But he's not going to be the one getting it. It's going to be Bullet. His counterpart with a triple. Lethal Esports on the back once again. Once again, Sam's is turning out to be a nightmare for the side of Lethal Esports and Valor. That surprise element is working out.
Ooh, this is looking great.
A technical timeout.
What? AMD technical pause where we thought that I was just about to say this, right? It should have been an AMD tactical pause. and
Tactical pause.
They went for a technical one. I mean, I understand there might be issues, but look at the economy. It's flourishing, Edge. It's just over flooding right at this moment for Valor. I mean, even though they're losing a couple of weapons here and there, they're kind of clutching it in a 2v1 situation. Their economy is still flooding up. It does not matter what kind of does not work, what works, and it looks so difficult here. Sensei is going to be one away from his ultimate. Android a little too further away, Mazel as well. So I think it's Sensei only the man who can kind of look forward to a pick and maybe even the Bladestorm to try and turn things around. Everybody else, it feels like they have to kind of pop off either this entire round or at least the next 2 consecutive rounds to bring it back. But Edge, what do you see that you feel like Lethal can kind of do to change things around?
Rafa. It's simple. It's gotta be Rafa. I mean, he's right now he's doing his job, but we need someone to take advantage. No one's capitalizing on what he's doing. I mean, he has insane flashes. He has those beautiful fault lines. He's getting, those players on the side of Valor, but none of them are able. I mean, you can't expect Rafa. I mean, yeah, sometimes he can do that, but not all the time, right? You need someone else to capitalize on that player who's concussed, who's flashed, and that I haven't seen that at least in this particular matchup. So I'm hoping that can be coming in through, and maybe it should be BT because he's been performing really well.
Yeah.
He's getting the solo ones, so maybe if he partners up with Rafa, I think he can get multiple frags, and I think that should be able to, that should be the way that they can actually put a hold, apply goddamn brakes to JN, because JN is cruising. He's absolutely popping off, not just with the kills, but the space that he's creating for the team. That is what is helping Valor win. Lethal, one more thing, they're giving away the sites for free. They're just like, we'll give you this space, yeah, work with it. But Valor, once they get the space, they don't give that away for free at all.
I mean, the space is only being found when they lose a couple of frags. So I think they should think about a couple of retake strategies as well. But the nozzle has been spotted. The call has been given. The time is going to be very crucial. And now Essence and Jane whips a couple of those shots. But Mazel immediately tries and trades it out. He looks forward to another one. But the operator, it's in the hands of JN. Can he find one? Mazel is pushing up, but Mazel is better. Is there a trade that's going to be Mazel? Yes, because he uses Rendezvous. He does not have time to recover it. But Android, he's already pushed up on the backstab. Along
Even
with
Rafa.
Spike planted.
Okay. Are they predicting this?
Don't run Rendezvous at this moment. Oh no!
What?
Android? How?
That's unfortunate.
Wait.
But Lucia still makes it work though. And now Storm in a 1v2. Can he do this? He needs this one and he whiffs. He whiffs, man. Pretty easy. There you go. You saw this? The flash came in. Lucia peeked. That is what I was telling you. That is what they needed to do. Yes, the flash was not on point. Since he flashed on the right side, they knew that either Lucia was going to be flashed or peeking on the left side. That was the combo I was talking about. That was a pairing up I was talking about, and they make it work. And right now, Lethal, they're 3 rounds behind, and I can see Mazel pop in that tour de force.
I mean, right now it does not feel like anybody from Lethal is specifically completely popping off. Even Android has good rounds. We saw Lucia in the previous one having a good round. Rafa, on the other end, is the man. It feels like that he's unable to do and figure out many of those things. I mean, I feel like it's that they have immediately put him on the breach to change things up, and that strategy was not fit. But this time it is. And look at that pop off. They find one, and again the same positioning coming in. And Mazel is looking forward to that check. Jane is ready for the fight. Let's hope Jane is ready for the pick. But no, Jane gets taken down, and that's a player taken down. And unfortunately, they're losing the count. But look at this, the position coming in from Android. It's going to be huge. But the flash, it flashes Android as well. Otherwise, you could have been good for 2. Now he can find another one. He did take one on Bullet. He's looking forward to a repositioning. He uses so much of his utilities, and the spam is coming through. Goes in for the reload. This is the opportunity for Strokey, but he backs off. The repositioning is so brilliant, and all of a sudden the game has switched up. The technical pause is taking a toll over here towards Valor, and it looks like it's finally time to break their economy.
Gotta be careful. This is going to be a crucial call as well. Now you can see the smiles on him because he knew he held on to that arcade position all by himself. Brilliant performance coming in from him. Let's see what happens right now. And also Mazel. That one onto Jen. Phenomenal. But the economy, as you said, is going to be a crucial factor. Are they going to be going in for the buy and taking a risk here? And maybe, I mean, if they go for a buy here, yeah, they can still afford to go maybe one or two players. Oh wait, Jen is not going to be going for the buy. Yeah, so they can definitely buy when one of the players is going to be dropping to stage next round. And I think that's going to be the play here. BD Android once again trying to take control of this arcade area. Gets one. Not going to be a trade here because that's 2 players. You see that again, Sam? That's the pairing up with Rafa, and look at Sensei also pushing up. This is just brilliant gameplay coming in.
Ooh, Jen! He finds one with his Blade Storm. He's looking for the push up. Let's hope he finds a couple more. But the tower, it's not clear. But lead cover. The side itself is not clear. Rafa finds one, and Hawks alongside it finds another. And I think this is a round that they should find back. If they miss the opportunity here, it's going to be very difficult to again make a comeback. It's a 3v2 situation. Roki finds Mazel and now make it a 3v1. Spike is yet not planted because Spike is kind of in a no man's land. They need to kind of get it back and get that Spike down, and then finally Jen is going to be the one who's getting the Spike down. But Sensei is reading it. He understands the tailwind towards that corner, towards the pocket, and Jen is holding it strong. Ooh, the pixels have been seen. The hand has been seen, Edge. Do you think that Blade is going to be better than that operator? Sensei finally getting that operator back. Blades.
Oh, he misses all of them. And the shot is out, but guess what? Strokey is there to help him, and the Headhunter will take him down. That's once again a brilliant start towards that arcade area, but then JN once again pairing up with the Breeze's Flash and also with the Cloudburst. Beautiful. Phenomenal stuff there coming in. Lucia was completely blinded. He didn't know what hit him.
This is just going to be phenomenal. I'm going to be looking forward to what is going to be happening here. It's little back and forth that we just saw, but I think it feels like this back and forth things can switch up in the second half. It's about the wait and watch again. Jane with 15 frags is looking insane alongside Bullet.
You
He's
want
the
to
controller,
play?
so you
Let's
see
play.
what's happening. But still, I'm missing Storm popping off because, as I said, right, Storm all of a sudden pops off in the last matches itself. This is the last map, the decider one, and this is the last round of the first half. Let's see what's going to be happening. The hold up is there. It's going to be 3 ultimates here for Valor, where one of it is committed. That's going to be through the force. Sensei over aggressive towards this, but no information found.
What? Jen? Okay, Jen was completely off guard there, and look at BTN trying to what?
Spike down B.
Okay, I don't know how that happened, but it did happen somehow. It's gonna be Valor with 3 players now against Lethal's 4. Bullet has to be careful then. Molly is out. The wall broken. BTN tried good with 3. Now, can he get the ace is the question. The ultimate, the total force is active though. Beautiful flash coming in from Hoax. Mazel is blinded. Sensei missing a clean shot. Unfortunate, missing another one. Can he get the last one? Yeah, he will. And now it's all down to Shoki in a 1v4. Just a tad late. But can he get it? Can he get it? Could be a bit of confidence boost if he does. Doesn't get it.
Switching
But that's
sides.
4k for him. But doesn't really matter because Lethal stole the round.
This is getting so close edge here. It's unbelievable of where we are going to be reaching. This first half was spectacular, but look at both the sides. I mean, Valor as well as Lethal completely concentrated right so now, thinking about what they want to do in this second half, because this is do or die situation right now. We can even push overtime, but it's not only about overtime, it's about closing this half and getting that 3rd seed, making sure they run away. Now Valor do have a 2-round lead, so this pistol, it's going to be very crucial. 10 seconds on the clock, the barrier is going to be dropping, and then is where we are going to be seeing things completely switch up. And what is those? Is it going to be rounds getting in favor of Valor itself, or Lethal making a comeback and snatching away multiple rounds in their favor? Jen, oh no, the repositioning. Marshall finds one, and that fault line, and Flash was just so good. Folks is only good for 1, and that's all. Within the blink of an eye, less than 10 seconds, 3 players from Valor have fallen. Ooh.
1 enemy remaining.
Another one just spamming through the smoke and gets it. And right now it's going to be Valor in a 1 versus 4 situation. Right now there's nothing that Bullet can do. Shouldn't be able to do anything. He gets a bit of damage there on one of the players. And he will actually get that one as well. 3 versus 1. There's nothing you can do. And I think this is a start that Lethal needed. They should be able to make it 7-7. Bit of a misflash, but doesn't really matter because Lucia will still get that kill. Make it 6-7 in the favor of still Valor.
Lethal, it feels like Edge, we are about to reach a place where there's no coming back from. I mean, which that team is going to be, we have to wait and watch. But right now, it's just that they are making so many hard commitments to make sure their plays work rather than reading into what Lethal is doing. And Lethal is commanding right now, not because they have the advantage, but because they want to win. I know Valor also wants to do this.
Oh! Definitely, I mean, who doesn't want to win Sam at this point? And you can see the way that they're trying to make their way into the side. Sensei gets one, but Bullet,
Wait, what?
he gets a trick. Sensei is unable to get anything?
I mean, Sensei did get the first one, but he missed the
yeah.
second where he was reloading. Okay. And on Brimstone.
Unfortunate. And I think
Spike
that's a bit of, the pressure coming into play as well, I believe, The rounds just were in the favor of Valor at least, because right now, oh my god, he almost took him down. He almost took him down. Lucia read this one perfectly. Takes him down. 7-7 is the scoreline, and Team Valor is going to be the first battle of the second half. And if they get this one, well, the game's on. But if Lethal wins this, and they're going to be a lot of trouble for the side of Valor.
There's going to be a lot of trouble that we're going to be seeing. But 7-7 is the scoreline that we've reached. And I really like, if we kind of go as a recap to what happened in the first half, where the anti-eco round played into, Valor went in for the force and that force worked. After that, they did pack up multiple rounds in their name. But right now, look at this. No force. That's one of the reasons they'll be having better weapon to play with and to counter. Lethal can have this kind of as a bonus. But let's just wait and watch. It's a slow pace fight coming in, and a hold off and a passive approach coming through. The flash is so good, but Strokey covers up. Sensei reads Jayan's backstab
Gun here.
and immediately punishes him for it. But look at Storm's position. He needs to either back off or needs to find the frag. He finds one and he's immediately dropped down and the slow up comes through. But he's still pushing up and he takes down the spike carrier. He's going in for the third.
Down A.
Finally puts a stop to him. Marzel only able to break the wall and the aftershock comes through to deny the push.
And now he has the headhunter in his hand. And also keep in mind, this is the bonus coming from Global Esports. So any kill, and if it's a plan happening, that's going to be great for the side of Lethal. But right now, there comes the aftershock in play, which is going to be pushing Strokey away back. Rafa down to 72 points of health. He got the spike now. Gotta be careful. Headhunter is the only thing that Marzel has, along with the Spectre in his hand. So close range is the way to go for him. A beautiful flash, but no one's going to be taking any advantage of it right now. Hoax is in a good spot, but where's Rafa? Oh, he heard the sound
30
right
seconds
there.
left.
Beautiful flash again. Had to dodge it. But there's one on side. Marzel
One
takes a bit of
enemy
damage.
remaining.
Bullet takes down Rafa. Marzel goes down to Hoax, and that's going to be the round in the favor of Valor. 2 casualties, but they'll still take it.
It's taken right now and they get the lead back. I mean, it was an equalizer, that's all. They did not give up their lead that they had comfortably, even though it was a couple of rounds that they certain times felt like 3 or 4 round lead. But right now, it's not going to be the case. It's just a single round, and it was kind of a bonus round that they were playing into. Right now, they're going to be having a full buy on their hands, but Storm, he's going to be playing in with the Spectre. Now, that can be a deficit and also a disadvantage that as we progress, we might be end up seeing. So, I hope Valor are prepared for it and they're able to take down this full buy. If they're not able to do it, it's another equalizer that can happen. The fault line comes through because of which Jayan is able to gain space.
What do you think, Sam? Do you think it's going to go overtime? Because the looks of it, I think an overtime is on the cards, and I would love for this match to go, to be honest, forever, but maybe like 2-3 overtimes.
The possibility is there, but right as now, Android, he finds the opening. Let's just wait and watch how far this game is going to be. As you said, we did witness one of the best games yesterday, but today things can go the other way. The trades are going to be in place. Sensei and Rafa, they're coming up huge, and all of a sudden it becomes a 2v4 situation. And Storm, as I said, he just had a Spectre and he sprays the damages there on Android, but it's not a confirmation
Spike
just because he
planted.
had that Spectre. Right now, Jayan, nobody knows the position, the way he's pushed
Last
up.
player
If he
standing.
finds one, he can show up huge, but Rafa takes on Storm, and now it's a 1v3 situation. Jayan has come out of it previously as well on split. Right now, it's not going to be that easy. He's looking forward to the stake, but the dash. He knew where he had to fight, but I think he was just not kind of immediately able to remap his crosses over there.
I mean, obviously, it was a mid dash, man. I mean, that's going to be really hard for him to even try to reset the crosshair placement there. But it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of buy they're going to be putting up right now. Because once again, I mean, BT Android, his crosshair placement and his, his anticipation, he's anticipating players to be there. That's absolutely phenomenal. But Jayan, maybe like if he would have try to help his teammate and maybe save him, I think a 2v4 would have been possible.
Oof. This is gonna be crazy edges. We are gonna be. It's an equalizer, and again, Marzel starting things off, taking Jayan down. That's huge. I mean, how spectacular Jayan is playing if he gets taken down. You don't know what to do, right? Because you've lost your duelist who kind of makes some freaky plays, especially today. And Storm, his push has been red. And this kind of eco round, they're trying to make it work, is finding nothing but Strokey. He comes up huge along with Bullet. Denies Sensei the entry. And all of a sudden, this situation which had the advantage, which was a 5v3, turns to be a 3v2.
Just like that. I mean, they do have a really good chance of making it work. They're on the defensive as well. And Hoax, if he can get this one on to Marzel, I swear this is going to be really hard. But he misses out. Unfortunate. And the spike plan is coming into play. Look at that orbital strike. But I think it was a bit too early. Bit too early. Simbeacon going to be coming into play. And Lucia has to be careful. It's all about the flash and coming out. 3, 2, 1. He flashes. They double peek, but Strokey.
One enemy remaining.
Lucia actually gets himself a double. That was mad insane coming in from him. That was a really good peek, but I think the flash was a bit towards the right, which made which didn't actually flash Lucia. Otherwise, I think that would have been a really good run. But also, even now, it's really around because that was indeed an eco, and Strokey got himself a triple with the headhunter.
It
This is
should have been a
scary.
flash on the box. It kind of, I mean, it's a right flash he wanted to do, but as you said, that box kind of prevented the vision. Scary round indeed. 9-8 and finally Lethal getting their lead. Now Marcel could have found the shot over here, but immediately the wall coming down. They're looking for the taking Storm down. Storm can be spotted. A couple of the players did see him, but look at the spot line. It kind of can take time away, but he has his rendezvous. Even if he misses a shot, he can try and make it work. But look at Storm. He's not even thinking of backing off. He's still holding those ropes position, and he will be looking for anybody trying to make a push. Will they be opening the door again? Is that trapdoor going to be open? On the other end, Jen, he has the operator. Marcel looking forward to counter him. Is that going to be a wide swing? No, Jen finds it. That was just a sneak that he was trying to do. And he gets denied off with the operator right now, trying to push it away. Hoax is there with a cover fire and helps out. Now, Rafa, yes, he's inside side along with his teammate. But look at this. Storm has found another one. It's all of a sudden a 5v2 situation, which right now looks very difficult to handle. The spike has made its way to side and is also getting
Spike
planted. But
planted.
look at Storm's position. It's undeniable right now. It should be an easy one, but Rafa reads right into it. Strokey takes Android down and Android
There's nothing that he can do, man.
was
A
looking,
bit too much.
it looked like Android just stood there.
I think he was just perplexed by the number of players that were right in front of him. Team Valor 9, Lethal Esports 9. Every round, and I think Marshall should have gone for the white peak there, and you saw Lucia just walking out casually through the smoke, looking in the wrong direction. And this is what slow. I wouldn't call it slow reactions. I think he was just looking at the minimap or something. You know, it happens, right? That 1 second, everything might go wrong. And right now, look at the economy on the side of Lethal Esports. It's not looking great, but on the side of Valor, it's pretty decent. Even if they lose this, they might be able to invest in the next round. So, gotta be careful with Sensei. I think the plays are going to be out, which means it's going to be a really quick round coming in from him. And looks like it's going to be B, and Jayan is predicting this perfectly because he's holding on to that position with the operator. While Bullet, he's falling for the... yeah, he's not falling for the sound cue. But he knows that Chamber is there because he saw that trademark being placed over there.
Yep. 9-9 is the scoreline. Still anybody's game. There's nothing that we have seen that it's completely Valor controlling or it's Lethal. It's going either way. Slow play, so slow paced gameplay here coming through. They're thinking about it twice before doing anything. Ooh, Pain Shell can find something here. Storm needs to make his movement. He's waiting for the wall to break. He goes into the peak, but the red Marcel was ready along with Android as well. But right now the entry is there. The tailwind is the reason he survives. Jen, he could have gone down within a blink of an eye, but all of a sudden 5v4 and the spike is being planted. Aftershock comes through, but the spike should be good to be planted.
A 4v5, let's see if that is Team Valor can retake this. They do have the rolling thread available, but there's the ultimate on Brim, orbital strike. So I don't think it's possible here. Look at the post plan position. No one's on site. No one's on site because they know that the rolling thunder is going to be coming in, and that is beautiful prediction. I'm pretty sure that's a call of Marshall. That is experience, man. Experience coming into play. Sensei gets himself a double. Up drafts and tries to get him down. It's going to be JN with the shot. He takes him down. Rafa is the only... So Rafa takes JN down. Now Strokey is the only one surviving right now. There's nothing that he can do. Now 1v4. Get to one. Maybe get himself another one. No, so it won't. It's going to be Rafa taking him down. 10th round on the board for the side of Lethal. But Valor, they need to work harder to get that one. Because they made their way into the side. And they should have anticipated this positioning coming in. But what a call being, that's a really good call coming out from Marshall. Let me tell you that one.
I agree with you. But I don't understand why Valor is playing aggressive on top of the utilities that they've placed. I mean, that is the position that they're using to slow down and watch the other angle. I think they should just go for a sneaky position that they should hold. But they're making these mistakes and they're getting punished for it as well. But right now, look at this. There's going to be counter... fault lines coming through from both the breaches, and look at this Strokey. That position has been seen, that glimpse has been given. Now he's fighting with the boombot. I thought there would have been a peak coming through. The boombot does not even go down.
Oh boy, this is just insane. But I mean, I really like the way that Bullet approached that one. He wanted to go for the pre-fire and towards the end, then he rendezvous out at the perfect timing. But Hoax, he's got to be careful here. It's gonna be... What a shot! Strokey. Okay, but Marcel and Sensei still making it work. Hoax is still on the
Spike
side.
down
He gets
A.
the double. So he gets one. Can he get a double? And then that's going to be the turn of revenge. It's going to be Sensei taking him down. There were 3 vs 2 situation right now. Resurrection is available on the side of Valor, but They do have the orbital strike on Lethal Esports, so they got to be careful
Spike
about
planted.
it. And no. Tom, that's a bad idea because it's out in the open. Paytress, I wouldn't suggest you.
But I mean, even if that risk comes through, it should be Jane kind of trying to help out. But Sensei, the angle was just brilliant. Right now, he's going to be patching himself up, and Storm's going to be finding a big one right now. He takes down Sensei. The resurrection comes through, but the repositioning from Marzel is just brilliant. The ultimate gets committed, but they make their way out. And look at that. He's walking with knife out, and this round is done. There's nothing that they're going to be finding, and it's going to be a 2-round lead. I think it should be Storm calling in for a save. What is he thinking right as of now? It's just a little bit too late, and he was just trying in for the last ray of hope, going in for and trying to take out the players, at least inside. Lucia was just stuck in the corner and is going to be taking that round, and that's going to be 11-9 here, Edge. 2-round lead. Lethal have finally created the lead for themselves. They ended with a 7-5 where they had the disadvantage, yes, but it's still them now creating a 2-round lead for themselves. But I feel like right now Lethal are kind of finding the momentum into the game.
I feel bad is the word I would use for Team Valor right now. Because it's going to be 12-9 in the favor of Lethal. But what a way, man. What a game coming out from Lethal as well. Absolutely brilliant performance from them. Valor, yeah, they started off strong. Lethal, they're making it work. They deserve this if they make it through. But Team Valor is not over yet. They can pull off 50s, don't worry. They can pull off 50s. And even if they can't pull it off, the 3 rounds are not something that Valor, can't do. It's easy. And Jane, if he gets this one, ooh, Sensei, the prediction, man.
That's
Prediction.
hurt.
The prediction is just too good.
It's just too good. And look at that. On top of the utilities, they're going in for the fast execution. Marzel is checking for the corners so that as they're entering, nobody tries to push up with the smokes. And nobody does. And this should be an easy round. The spike is getting planted. And there is nothing that they can fight back with.
Spike
Not
planted.
even the ultimates available here. And look at the spam comes through. Stroke is damaged so much. They're just surviving with 26. And there can be just a pain shell coming through the black. And immediately taking a player down. And that's what happened. The pain shell did come through, and it takes
One
the stroke,
enemy
and Android
remaining.
is still pushing up. Rafa reads it right. The fault line should find the damage, and immediately Rafa capitalizes. And look at that, flawless to get the match point rolling. Lethal, super happy right as of now, Edge, and can close everything here and send Valor packing.
Ow. That's gonna hurt. I mean, any of these teams leaving is gonna hurt us. We gotta be careful now. The last chance. It's a do-or-die situation for the side of Valor, and they need to win 3 rounds back-to-back to take us into overtime. Not even win the thing. Take us into overtime. And to be honest, I'm gonna feel bad for Jan if that happens, because he finally started to pop off. And yeah, if Valor can't pull it off, that's gonna be disheartening. But at the end of the day, Lethal, they are looking like the better team. And just as I say that,
was
Shoki
much
gets
needed.
one on the Sensei. Let's keep it counting, Sam.
Exactly. It was very crucial. Now look at this. Jane's push is being read from Marzel. As soon as it clears, he should be spotting a player. But no, he unscopes. Jen, if he would have scoped, I'm pretty sure he could have gotten the shot. Marzel was looking in the other direction, but Marzel immediately resets and he gets that
Right here.
connection. But look at this. Hoax is also repositioning himself. Hoax, he did spot. The flash should come through and he should be finding this free. He gets it. Very crucial to get that trade online. And look at this. It's a mess. What's happening all of a sudden? But look at this. Storm is good for 2. He spots 2 players and all of a sudden it's a 2v1 situation. There's a rolling thunder to push back. He needs to use it immediately without thinking twice about it. And he uses it. Does it push anybody back? It just does the damage in terms of slowing them down. Where are the other 2 players? They're together playing. They're reading it right. The fault line again hurts Bullet right as now. But Hoax will be able to close it and make sure the team survives. Get the double digit online. We are still pushing it, pushing the limits. We are reaching to some destination right as of now where overtime is not yet guaranteed.
Well, it's on the cards, let me tell you that much. And the operator has to be secure, and it will be. And also Hoax has that rolling thunder available. So gotta be careful, gotta be smart about how to use it. Team Valor get the 10th on the board. Lethal Esports need 1. Team Valor need 2 to take us into overtime. And the economy, well, nothing to worry about. Lethal will have a really good buy for the next couple of rounds. And Team Valor, they can't afford to lose anything. And they have this was just too nasty, man. Greedy Android, get out of the server, fella. That is illegal.
Illegal indeed. I mean, I hope right now they've figured it out. 12-10 is not a scoreline that can still guarantee Valor pushing it to overtime. We have to wait and watch for it.
They are so dead. We heard that. But, ooh. Marzel opening things up. Storm gets taken down. And a 4 versus 5 situation. Team Valor on the back foot already into the matchup. Already into the round here. Gotta be careful. Everything counts.
Yeah, everything
12 to
counts.
10.
They do have 2 ultimates. One is already activated, another one is going to be breaches. I mean, it might be
Destroyed.
waited for to when to activate it, maybe
Zero
going
my
for a
trap.
retake, trademark gets destroyed, because of which it'll give away the position of where they might be at. Oh, this is so crucial right now. Bullet's positioning is, I would say, somewhat weird, but still he has made things work in that position. The smokes right as of now has still not kind of given away information that they might be pushing here or not. But that nozzle has been spotted from Stroky. He needs to get that frag on Marcel. That is a changer that can bring into a 4v4 situation. Bullet finds the first, immediately kind of disappears, and it disappears right towards the spike, and he takes the spike planter, I would say the spike carrier.
30
But
seconds
since I
left.
finds a trade, it brings it back to a 3v3 situation. But Marcel,
What's happening at the
still not
arcade?
found. Exactly.
I want to see what's happening in that arcade area. Oh no, the spike is going to be planted right now. Look at this positioning coming in. What a shot coming out from Toki, and all the players are going to be missed. He's down to 67 points of health. The operator is still in play in a 1v2. And Sensei lands the shot, and it's going to be lethal. Taking down Team Valor in this final map of Fracture, and they're going to be making their way into that playoffs where they're going to be facing the likes of Enigma, Reckoning, and Revenant. They are going to get their rematch for sure, and also confirming a bigger piece of that prize pool right now.
I agree with you. Man, that is phenomenal job to close it out, especially for Bullet to start things off, and then all of a sudden it getting closed out in the favor of Lethal. I mean, they were already at match point. Bullet, he bought the game back in the team's name. He brought it to a 3v3 situation, and after that is where he fell. So it looked like things could have kind of rolled back in the favor of Valor. All they had to do was slow things down, but they fell into the speed of what Lethal were carrying into the execution. I think that's where everything just fell apart and broke. Otherwise, Valor, I think they had the chance, but Lethal commends to them. And especially as we said, right, there were a couple of weak spots yesterday in their play here on Fracture, and I think that was one of the advantages, because they kind of got a chance to explore it while they played against Revenant, and this was one of the best utilization of that second chance.
I actually feel a little bad now for JN, but it is what it is, guys. It is a game of Valorant, and it was a really good one as well. It was as good as yesterday, or even better. But whatever it is, it all started off with Lethal once again starting things off, but then Valor, they stole a second one, and somehow they kept going on with the momentum. They carried on the momentum, but then Lethal once again found that one spot where, you know, one mistake that Valor did, and Lethal, they did not commit any errors after that. It was clean, it was perfect. Gotta give it to Marshall, gotta give it to Android, gotta give it to Sensei, gotta give it to Lucia, gotta give it to Rafa. Every single one performed well. It's just that experience coming in from Marshall. I think that, you know, that is adding up to the individual skills and raw aim, but this one from Strokey was just too good. That 180, poof, should have gone down, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was so good coming in from Valor that it felt like they can kind of find a way to close it out, but I think it was just this map that has those 4 entry points that you can kind of keep the defenders on their top of their toes to kind of always relaying kind of weird information, kind of slowing things down, and not even certain times giving any information can do wonders, right? You kind of make sure that they run from A to B, B to A, and that keeps going back and forth, and that's how it looked. The second half start looked a lot back and forth, but once Lethal found the first point, the first lead, the 9th point for their name, they just started walking up. They just started pushing up. They did not want to give them a chance. Yes, there was another point that they did manage to snatch, and Valor tried to make a comeback, got themselves to also the double digit, but it was not enough for them.
Absolutely incredible gameplay from both the teams. Gotta give it to them. Kudos to all of them. But at the end of the day, it's Lethal. It's Lethal coming out on top. And also, like, these rounds were so close. You can see trades happening. You don't usually see. There was trade everywhere.
Yes.
A, B, coming out from Valor, coming out from coming up from Lethal, it was just too good to watch. And the operator skills, I mean, Jane was popping off at the start. He didn't give a damn. He was sitting on 12-3, and after that, he was slowed down. I think they, that technical pause being called in, then it did work out in their favor. No tactical timeouts being called for Valor as well, by the way. Sam, I think they should have gone for it, but they didn't. Anyway, doesn't really matter anymore because they're going to go home. While Lethal, they're going to be moving on forward.
There's going to be a revenge also waiting for Lethal for what Revenant did. But again, I'm not too sure. I mean, it's my perspective here. It's because Revenant got them to fracture. Lethal got a chance of understanding that where they had to make their changes and work so that they win it, right? So it feels like that can be the scenario, but still, there is revenge on the cards. Revenant, they should be ready for it. And as we said, this is a round robin. For sure, they're going to be having a chance to play against Revenant very soon, as it's going to be starting off from tomorrow itself. And not only that, they're going to be meeting up with Enigma for the first time. So the teams have to be prepared. Enigma were one of the runner-ups. So as we said, the title of King of the Hill is not going to be easily up for grabs. If you thought after the semi-finals you're going to be heading into the grand finals and then immediately become one of the contenders and then face off the Kings, no. To become the worthy challenger over there, you need to kind of all those booby traps that's there when you enter a palace to just prevent them kind of from sneaking in. They have to battle all those things. I mean, there are boss levels and all. Every team out here is kind of a boss level, I would say, whenever they're facing off each other.
And I mean, even after doing all that, you still don't know if you're gonna get the princes, right? it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fatal fight at the end with the final boss. They are the global esports in this point. So here's the thing: you steal that crown, you get to keep it and also confirm a piece of the prize pool. So I'm really looking forward to see. But this round as well, we were talking about Strokey getting himself a triple kill with the headhunter. Unfortunately, the flash was on point, so Lucia was able to get that spike down and also get himself a double. So minor mistakes from both the teams, right? But it happens. At the heat of the moment, the pressure that they're playing in. But opening things up, I think BT Android was the entry fragger, and I think he should be the MVP of this entire series, along with JN. And looks like I was completely wrong.
I mean, it was actually, I would say, Sensei. I mean, even though Android had so much impact, it was Sensei almost most of the times, even though when they were kind of losing their players, he was getting things back as well. As we saw, right? When Bullet was changing things up for his team, Jayan was doing it. We even saw Strokey doing in a couple of rounds. I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing Strokey being the MVP for Valor as well as Sensei being the MVP for Lethal. And his skills also tells you the same thing. I think Jen, he did do his job. You can see he's still at 230, but it was just not enough because everybody from Lethal also showed up. It's not that just Sensei was showing up or Android was showing up. It's everybody. We saw, right? Rafa was not completely better on the previous, I would say, start of the first half. It was feeling he was on the bottom, but then immediately he started finding opportunities. He kind of fell into the groove of how he could play for his teammates and set them up for success, and that worked out. And that's the reason he's sitting at 219 ACS with 1.53 KD, just right behind Sensei. And now we are getting closer and closer to the prize pool. There are a couple of prize pool, as we said. They're going to be confirming 250 USD for themselves. But now, as we head ahead, I'm sorry, 350 USD here. I'm pretty sure coming in is what we are going to be seeing for these four teams. But here, that the teams that we saw got eliminated, they're going to be getting $250 at least, the 6th and 7th position. But now is where the major chunk of the prize pool starts getting unlocked. But still, the biggest one is in the hands of the Kings. They have the treasury. So you need to get that key and you need to take that crown away from them.
Not going to be easy, but $350 compared to $4,500, nothing. It's nothing. So I'm pretty sure that is not. I mean, they're not going to be. I mean, they're going to be happy about it, but they're not going to be satisfied with it, right? They're going to be aiming for the top because it's not just the prize pool; it's also the huge bragging right, being called the king of the hill. And here's the thing, Sam. Global Esports are the king of the hill 2 times in a row.
Yes.
So some big teams weren't able to take them down. So if some team, one of these 4 teams, they manage to take these kings down of that hill, then that's a huge, bragging right along with the humongous prize pool. So, it's Enigma, Reckoning, Revenant, and Lethal. Once again, congratulations to all these 4 teams.
Exactly. Congratulations for qualifying. But that does bring us to the end of the day, because we are going to be waiting for the round 2 to start off, where these teams are going to be playing in a round robin format. But until then, it's time for us to say goodbye. But also, in case you have any questions regarding the tournament or anything upcoming, feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Our Instagram handles are right below. Do feel free to check us out as well. With that said and done, this is going to be me, Lucifer, along with Edge, signing out here on day 5. We'll be meeting you on day 6 with that round robin format, and looking forward to who that contender is going to be. Take care and see ya.